Morning, team. Morning. We're back. We are back. Hope you had a good weekend. If I'm slightly delayed, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get NinjaTrader open and seeing data properly here, which I think has just happened now. There we go. I can get data back. Okay, so as always, we're going to start off on the daily and weeklies. Okay, so let's just have a look at previous week. You can see previous week, we came right up to the top side of the weekly Bollinger Band. We're now pulling back towards the 5-day, opening up with an inside weekly bar with a failed breakout overnight. Daily will show the same. There's your failed breakout overnight towards the top side. Possible mean reversion is at play this week. We're opening up an inside bar, so we are expecting rotation, all right? Rotation. If we find weakness, we will go into previous week rotation inside here, right? So two insides, downside pressure in a bullish market, expecting rotation is what we're looking at. Lots of headlines swirling around at the moment as well. We're also talking about sector rotation. I've talked to you guys about this a lot the last few weeks. All right, the last few weeks I've talked to you about this a lot. I expect semis to start pulling back after a monstrous run and the rotation back into software. That's why we've been long software in the swings. You will see software is all gapping up this morning while the SOXL is pulling back into range, which means we might very well have rotation inside the queues. So we're going to have some rebalancing this week. So it might be a bit more of a see money, take money kind of environment. Okay, hourlies, pull this up for you guys to see. All right, hourlies, you can see we're already rotating yesterday's value. All right, so this is previous week's value area high. All right, this is premium on previous week. Everything above that is premium. Overnight, we gapped up. All right, we drifted higher and then we found failure. All right, and there's your lower high, lower low set inside yesterday's value, which has just been rotated while we've been on stream. All right, so they rotated from value from Friday's high down to value from Friday's low into previous week's value area high, caught a bid under here. We actually drew this out. This is one of the pathings I was looking for, this kind of move here maybe. All right, and real weakness, all right, you can mark this out as a level today, is going to come under 280. All right, if they start losing 280, back testing here, something like this, that's where you're going to see weakness this week to go back inside, rebalance this into the chop. And in here, we can rotate and chop. All right. So this, while we might see weakness, can be choppy. It probably is not a straight down candle. It's probably like this. All right. So I'd be watching all of this week for these levels. You can set price alerts here. If we keep holding dips into previous week value area high, meaning we're not finding acceptance back into previous week value, then we're probably going to rotate previous day value very tight in here. All right, that's what I'd be watching. These kind of plays here. Are we going to see this or are we going to see this? All right, if we do see this and we eventually find acceptance above value, then we're looking for higher prices again. Okay, GEX. Let's have a quick look at the GEX. We're suddenly going into towards negative territory here. Right, we're finding resistance on these cool walls. We're at the high volume level right now. This is your 5-day. Look at this, matches up pretty well with the 5-day. 255, previous week value area high, 5-day moving average. We lose that, we see weakness into the low 30K for a rebalance and retest. Very, very simple. All right, let's go through all the other charts. They're going to look fairly similar. You might even see some strength in ES. About to find out. I haven't had a chance to look yet. Right, same kind of story here. There's your grind up from Thursday. Friday, failed to find acceptance, back inside Friday's range. This is your chop zone. Right, that's your chop zone from Friday. Underneath this, weakness for the rotation. Underneath, well, we can call it actually 70s to 60s, right? So they want to hold dip, 70s to 60s, weakness under that rotation. Inside this, we're going to trade inside Friday's range. There's Friday and Thursday, all right? Look how choppy it is. Same thing for ES there. Spiders, same kind of story. There's your failed breakout above the previous weekly high, an all-time high. Back inside we come. There's Friday's range. Very simple. Weakness under Friday's range, rotation. dips under Friday's range, which reclaim rotation back up. So this is rotation of previous week. This is rotation of previous day. So you understand. Acceptance above that, new highs. It's choppy out here, folks. It's choppy with a rotation. First day of the month, remember, they're repositioning. Q, same stories we just talked about. Okay, there's Friday's range. Oh, why are we doing that? There's Friday's range. There's the failure of a new high. There's the drive inside. Right, we'll see if they chop this. If morning pops are sold into and we see weakness under here, that's where we get the flush moment. Dixie, I imagine, is trying to find a little bit of a bid. Yes, it is trying to break back out to the upside. Let's just have a quick look at, where are you, CL? Yeah, grabbing a bid on CL. I assume there's some news there. We'll go over and have a look at very, very momentarily. VIX, box to box. Okay, and if it starts to hold above 16s, relief to 17s, that will help downside pressure in this market, especially if CL is going to go and we're going to rotate out the semis. Here are the semis coming back in. All right, so there's Friday. Here's our old base. All right, early week, Thursday, Friday, trading back inside early week range. You can see my price alert here. Under 204, semis probably get a bigger flush on them. All right, here we go. Apple, inside the chop zone, nothing to do there. You want to be careful of backside weakness under here. But remember, this doesn't have the same exposure to the semiconductors everyone else does. Amazon coming back inside. All right, we'll watch to see if dips hold down here on Amazon. I like this name overall, so we'll see. Goog, going to get hammered on this news. Yeah, there you go. Big gap down on this news. Coming into some put wall levels. So really on Goog this week, you'll be watching to see if now we're coming under this. Right, are we going to stay heavy versus 380? That's the play on Goog. Heavy versus 380, reclaim 380, back inside range. Meta, holding up okay for now. Looking pretty good. That dip held. So when we build out liquidity here for that upside drift again. Microsoft will be going bonkers because it's software. There we go. All right, remember, we are swing long. I really want to add on dips on this. We talked about it last week. We're swing long from way down here, maybe even lower. Way down here, we're up very, very nice. We're still looking to add on dips. So software catching that bid Thursday, Friday, Monday. We'll see if we can come back into those levels to start adding long in the swings on software names. Nvidia catching a little bit of a bid. We had news last night for the press conference. Jensen saying he's done a deal with Microsoft for a new chip and a new type of computer which is coming out. So we'll see if we get a rotation. Remember, Nvidia didn't catch a bid with the semis. We'll see if they go back risk on in Nvidia. If not, the whole semi basket is going to get absolutely roasted. Tesla coming back downside here. Be watching these levels down here. All right, where we bid out of. Remember, 420. Always the level. We'll watch to see if it comes back into 420. Oracle should be catching a bid. Yes, another software name catching a bid. That's beautiful. Really, really good for us in the swings. So we'll see if that comes back in a little bit for us as well. Other names, well, obviously selling off will be AMD, MU, all of those kind of names. Other names we'll be watching bids on this week. See if Netflix finally catches a bid. Hood, I expect, is printing. There we go. Hood looking good. We'll see if we can catch a bid on that. Some of these healthcare names, I'm waiting to see if Elsker Health comes back in for me to bid on. Some of these probably start cooling off, IONQ and stuff. Be very, very careful on these. I need to see IONQ base over 70s. I might, if I start seeing failures, I don't think we will, but if I do, I will start taking profit. And MVTS, I'm looking for it to come back in as well. Okay, so let's go. Let's bring this down a bit. A couple minutes left. I just want to check out the headlines here that have been going on while we've been doing this morning briefing. Resistant Front and Iran have set their agenda to completely block the Strait of Hormuz and activate other fronts, including the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The Resistant Front in Iran. There will be no talks until Iran's demands on cessation of Israel operations in Lebanon and Gaza are met. Okay, it's going to be very volatile with these headlines swirling. We don't know what's real and what's not. Iran stops message exchange with the US in protest against Zionist crimes. Yeah. Swirly headlines, folks. Very, very swirly, risk-off kind of headlines here. So we'll have to see. Remember, I did talk about this last week. Feels like we've priced in best possible scenario numerous times. What I would say is we're going to open up in a very, very sensitive area here. If we just have a look at the higher time frame. All right, we are opening up in a very sensitive area here. It's very simple. This market's either going to fail and rotate through here, possibly to here. I will mark that one out because it's going to be worth knowing. The edge of this. All right, either we're going to find acceptance back inside previous week's value, or we're going to do a little dip, hold, and we're just going to rotate yesterday's value. Both of these are going to be available at the open by the looks of it. So we'll see, folks. We'll just see what we get here. I would rather let it give it a minute or two at the open just to see if the bid comes in or not, if they're just going to walk this thing right the way down. Fake news, you're saying fake news? I mean, we'll see, mate. I mean, I think you'll find the biggest fake news is that the war's over. That's probably the biggest fake news ever said. We've won the war, the war's over, the deal's going to be done very soon. We've heard that for about 3 months. I'd say that's fake news. So, you know, just because Iran say we're not happy doesn't mean it's fake news, right? Let's just wait and see. Could that market be hunting liquidity? Of course it could. It could absolutely be doing that. It's its job, right? Like we just said, we're opening up in a sensitive area. They can absolutely come down here, trap underneath previous week, and then find a bid. It's very, very possible. Yes, trade day sale. Yes, 50% off, I think, on trade day, and they've changed some of the legislation. I think quicker passes are now available. I need to have a good thorough look at it. I haven't had a good thorough look at it, but yes, I did see it. So it might be worth a look at that again. If they've changed it to a 1 day pass or a 2 day pass, anything other than a 5 day or whatever they had going, then it's probably going to be pretty popular. X giveaway gets pulled today. Yeah, it's over. It's done. You had to enter by yesterday. So I'll be doing that this afternoon, announcing the winner. Nice fallout. Yeah, I'm glad it's working for you. Glad it's helping you. All right, 1 minute left here, folks. We're into a sensitive area here. We're going to see if we lift up or if pops are instantly met with failures. There's been some big buying blocks down here the last 20 minutes. Some big buyers down here. So we'll just see on the tape what we do. I'm not in a rush here on a Monday morning to do anything. Very sensitive area we're opening up in. I expect a very choppy week this week. All right, 20 seconds, folks. Good luck. So I'm going to wait to see if we pop and fail up here, if we find failures under here, if all dips are just completely soaked up, and we'll go from there. Here comes the morning drive. Sold into instantly there by the looks of it. Pops fading at the open. How high were they willing to come here? Sellers definitely met them there at the 65s. Mag gapping down most of it other than Nvidia and Microsoft, which have caught a bid. We're back into this low side of this range again. Are they going to find acceptance and clear out this liquidity lower, who are all stacked down at 300s? I'm going to see if we get failures underneath this or if they're just going to soak and rip. Still soaking down here. They didn't fill any of these guys in 310s and under yet. which I would expect to get filled, to be quite honest. There's a lot of people down here, so we'll see what happens if we clear out the lows. We can make a decision on if and what next. Still, they're bidding down here without clearing out. Here comes the attempt of a clear out. Still didn't fill anyone. Huge bid off that without filling anyone. Very scary to see that without clearing anything out. This could go absolutely bonkers now. Very, very choppy, like we said. Expect it to be very volatile and very choppy today. I am very surprised they didn't clear out there, but there we go. ES did. So there's your divergence. So no bid on this for me yet. I'm willing to bid if we're going to start holding, but I don't like that we left so much liquidity down there. So we're about to find out, folks. Back into that big GEX level here as well. So the market was going to have to make up its mind up here very, very soon. Very choppy like we predicted here. Very, very, very choppy. Again, they're trying to find a bid without clearing out lower. Very scary to even consider a trade around here right now, I would say. Liable to get your face destroyed one way or another. Just let it sit out and make its mind up while they rebalance here, I think, is probably the easiest thing. And we can see if we come under all this, we can make a decision. If we print higher, we can, you know, we're back inside previous day's value. Like I said, they can chop this. You want to be very careful. I'm going to try and ignore all of this and just let it finish doing what it wants to do for the first few minutes. Look across the board. SOXL trying to find a bid here as well, interestingly, this morning, coming up to close its gap. So that would be key. See if it closes its gap. We've just closed our gap here. Let's see if SOXL wants to close its gap and what happens after. And there's the gap fill. Through here, we can go previous day value area high, which isn't very far away. And if we go over that, we can start printing higher. Really depends what they want to do this morning. What are their ambitions? Here's the drive towards previous day value area high. So remember, we're still inside previous day's value right now. We can chop this value very, very aggressively. It will be nasty. They don't have to do anything with this other than build liquidity if they don't want to. So gap now filled on the Qs and on SOXL. So we've completed one gap fill. They're going to find some sellers or profit taking up here. Here's the start of the profit taking. As we start to rotate backwards and forwards, you can see the mess that we are creating already early here on the tape. Let's get some volume on here if we can. Do you want to play ball here, TradingView? You want to give us some volume, or are you just going to like make it impossible? No, TradingView, you just don't want to play today. There we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so yellow line is your gap fill. Previous day value area high is their next target. I wouldn't have minded getting long if we swept and then came back inside, but we didn't. So rotation up towards top side here. Book looks very thin up here. Failing to find acceptance higher there. Yes, trying to go. SOXL back down to those 220s. Big level here for a decision make on this market, on the chips, if they're going to stay weak today or not. Those 220 levels probably the level. And we're just rotating yesterday or Friday's value. There was a 80 lot caught up there at 20s. We still haven't hit value area high yet up here. And we can be very choppy in here. I'm warning you now. We can be very choppy from previous day value area low to previous day value area high. Very, very choppy. All right, good hold of 220 SOXL. So chips are trying to find a bid. They're not through their closing price yet from Friday. Still no trade for me here. Just waiting. I think they probably lift this test value and then make a decision by the looks of it. Still failing up here at PDC. Lots of liquidity to fill higher. Here they go. They're going to try and go to a rotation of value. So this is what we called pre-market. We just wanted it under this and then a reclaim, which we didn't get. So this is one of the first moves we called for the move to value. Previous week, no acceptance, reclaim and go up. Rotate yesterday's value, which we've now done. Full rotation of yesterday's value. If we come through here, argument to go through VWAP to 15s and previous day value are high. But if you're trading range, this is the top side of the range, you would expect some failures up here, right? So if we're just rotating range, you've just rotated all of Friday's range. You're into the top side of it. You will probably see failures up here if we're going to do a range rotation. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Previous day point of control holding, current value area high now holding. We'd love a trade. Just got to let them do what they need to do. Top side of range here. So you range traders might well be looking to fade this. I would understand that. If you bought that, I also understand that. I would have bought. What I was looking for this morning, if they were going to trap, was very simple. This. I needed this first to take this trade up to here. That's your TP1. And then your TP2s are way up here. If you're range trading, you might be trying to sell that back down to the low side. I'd say this PDC here is going to become important. They're trying to bid off it now. Very messy on the tape, folks. We look very thin. Made over £3 there. Nice, mate. And you took the rotation. Nice. Very nice. Isn't it problematic that we're not in expansion though, are we? We're inside range. We're not expanding, are we? You're looking at something that's not happening. Where's the expansion? Are we making new all-time highs? Are we above previous day's value? No. All we're doing is rotating. All right, SOXL trying to find a bid over 225s now. Next print would be 230s if they've caught enough there. These are going to be sensitive areas. I would imagine there's a fade coming in this market soon for range. It's just whether they want to come right the way up here or they're going to fail previous day's value. And they are still drifting higher at the moment. Like I said, I think it's going to be very choppy this week, folks. Oh, sorry. This is, yes, sorry. These are the wrong way around. I don't know why this is correct. Sorry. You knew what I meant. There we go. You knew what I meant. All right, squeezes on here. Here's VWAP. Here's point of control from overnight. If we find acceptance over this, they're going to look for the 545s. They are trying to give you a squeeze out here. Lift, 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 lift at the moment is the play until they get exhausted. It's probably soon. They're still adding liquidity higher, but I imagine there's some exhaustion coming fairly soon. We'll watch value area high here from previous day. If we start failing that, we can look for the rotation back inside. ES still trying to close its gap. So ES hasn't quite closed its gap yet. That's going to become important as well with VWAP right above it. We can talk about the football later, folks. Let's just focus right now. Market's moving. We're 9 minutes into the open. Let's get like an hour or so through. Once the market's hit some levels and calms down, we can talk about non-trading things. Right now, let's just focus. Keep your focus. If you're talking about football and you're not focused, you're not going to get the trade setups. ES looks like it wants to fill the gaps. I'm trying to wait to see if that happens first. And if that does, then we might lift higher first. I'm not going to look to long this at the moment unless we base above everything and hold. It's a big hourly. If we remember what we said on the open, the importance of this level, big level, there's a big hourly response, isn't it? Huge hourly response here. Big hourly response back into point of control now from overnight up here. So this is the block. If we get acceptance over that, you're going to see new highs. So here's the fade back inside value. So I'm going to watch now to see if they start getting buyers stuck around these 40s or not. If they can't, what I don't like is the book is very thin. There's no one on this book here. I want to fade this versus 40s, but there's no one on the book. It's a bit scary seeing that. All right, I'm going to put a sell on here. I'm short side on this now to see if we can rotate value. Versus that buy who just got caught 28s. So let's see. They pop him and they stay heavy at 40, I'll add. Oh, mate, he's sensitive here at PDC. Very sensitive here at PDC. So I'm going to sell right now. I don't like how thin this book is, man. What are they doing? Back into my entry. Nice, that's better. I'll add if we start breaking lower here. Underneath previous day point of control. Nice. I'm feeling a bit better here. We've got to stay heavy under PDC now. Right, book's starting to thicken up a bit. I've got to remind myself, I thought his news was top of the hour. Have I got this wrong? Is it 45s? Oh, it's 45s, that's why. Alex, you're a fucking idiot. Right, taking this off straight away. Sorry, folks, I'm out. Got that wrong. Time in my head was 10 o'clock news. It's 45 news. So I've taken that off for a minute. Let this resettle down because we've got 3 minutes left. That's my fault. That is totally my fault. But you know, it's the moment I realised I was made a mistake and take it off. I'm not going to sit through this. All right. If I was right and it was 10 o'clock, what I was looking for was just this move here, back down to this. It might still play out, but we're very close to news, so I need to be smart. Smart to close, yes. Well, it was stupid to put it on and not check. In my head, PMI was 10 o'clock, but it's a 9:45 print. We are starting to get a bit stuck up here, though. ES very close to filling its gap. So that's what we're watching for, to see if ES fills the gap, maybe even drifts a little bit higher into 600 and then fails. If we start to base above all of this, there's an argument to come and take out of all of Globex. Remember, overall, we are bullish. I'm interested in trading a rotation because I know that we're trying to rotate this market at the moment through sectors. So for me, in my mind, it's a rebalancing out of semis into software. At the moment, we're back into semis-ish and a lift, and we'll see. You see lots of liquidity higher here that they're trying to fill. Yeah, still not quite filled that gap. PMI 10? No, PMI is 945, man. 945. ISM manufacturing is 10. That's why I got confused. Oh, sit and wait. All right, 20 seconds, folks, until we get this print, and we'll see what bonkers stuff they do there. Like I said, we start to thin out again. We were very, very thin. It's actually a bit thicker than it was 3 minutes ago. There we go. So do they get stuck up here at the 40s? That's what we were looking for before. No real move on this print so far. Liquidity both sides right now, just pinned in and stacked. SOXL coming back down to 220s. That's going to be its key level. If it loses 220s, it's in trouble for the day. I would say I'd just mark that as an over-under. So here comes the move towards 430, 440s. This is where it needs to make a decision. If we base over this, there's an argument for a bit more of a squeeze out. If they fail up here, we'll leave some of these buyers trapped. There is big buying taking place up here right now. Failing 40s again. SOXL into these 220s, very sensitive level. SPY filled its gap. ES didn't quite fill its gap. So a little bit of divergence between the ES and the spiders there, between the futures and the ETFs. Relative strength in the Qs right now. There's liquidity above here to get filled that they're trying to lift up towards 65s. I got the timing wrong, mate. Well, not according to what I'm looking at. Unless they've changed it. That's what I'm looking at right now. That's the big news. All right, they're trying to fill this up to 65 at the moment. SOXL still holding 220s. Give you a readout on the MAG. Tesla 2.29% down. Nvidia 3.86% up. Microsoft 2.97% up. Meta 1.70% down. Google 1.22% down. Amazon 2.39% down. Apple 0.65% down. So rotation at the moment. All right, ES about to fill its gap. This thing's looking like it wants to squeeze up to here at the moment. So we've got a lot of stops here at 500. I'm a little bit devastated. They didn't give me that play down here that I wanted. Little bit upset about that. Yeah, ES filled its gap here. Well, a tick away. And if they get going here, there are a ton of stops up here. This is overnight value, or current week value area high would be the just over 500s. They are keep adding liquidity higher. There was some big buyers step in the last 15 minutes around here, right? Some big boy buyers. So it's worth being aware of. We're now above previous day value, so we can push higher now if they're willing to hold above value. If they're not willing to trade into last week's value, which we know they're not, based on what happened this morning, and they're not willing to rotate yesterday's value or Friday's value, which at the moment they're not. So if they're holding 440s, they can bid. If they lose 440s, we can sell back off in value. So here's the print back to 440s. Now I want to sell this if we can't hold the print. I don't really want to bid up. That's not really what I'm looking for this morning. But it might be that it needs to bid up. I want to bid up from down here, not really from up here, if possible. So it's kind of left me missing that trade, basically. Here's the 40s again. Like I said, big buyers are underneath this right now this morning. ES pulling back after closing that gap. 220 is still the level on SOXL. It's still just holding around there. It's a choppy zone that. I tell you what, they start to lose those 220s, it's going to be probably a bit of a problem for the market. Here's the 40s, still absorbing the 40s here for now. Wonder if they've got one more squeeze out or they're done. Back to where these buyers were. Again, if we start to lose the print here, I want to get short for the rotation. Here's where these big boys buyers are. If these come under pressure, I'm going to start selling into it. So imbalance is down here to fill. Nothing yet, just waiting. Basically, if we come under 409s, 410s, then it's probably a good sell unless they trap down there. We're under 220, so if 220s fails on a back test of SOXL, that's going to be a good indication. So choppy, man. Look how sensitive these areas are. I just showed you these big buys here, very sensitive. What I'm basically looking for is to see if we do this move here. Retested 40s, still hasn't retested 220s on SOXL, still holding the print. Buyers still in control, they're not stopping out yet. Still liquidity to fill. Still inside the opening range here. Still getting stuck here at value area high. If they find acceptance above it, then they can start lifting. ES still not through its PDC, keeps failing up there. It's just a very sensitive area. And I would imagine a huge amount of liquidity will come into this market here, and they will use it one way or another. Either they're going to put a squeeze on and rip faces and clean out the liquidity up towards 515s, or they're going to get a failure under sort of you can just call it 400s for that drift back down. I don't want to become the liquidity. I want to see it move away from this area at the moment. Showed you what my preferred move would be. Here's the backtest 220s, SOXL, failing that backtest. All right, if we start moving away from this negatively, it's going to help the NQ move lower, which is what I want to see. Okay, let's see now. See if we get failures down here or not. This is the area, we're into the area where all those big buyers are. So there are imbalances here and we are holding up. This is now VPOC, so it's a heavily traded area. I can show you. This right here is huge. If we start moving under this, like we're starting to see now, we might see sell pressure come. So if they can't reclaim this area or they fail on the reclaim, you'll see sell pressure come. It's very sensitive. I'm warning you now, there's a lot of liquidity in here. Right, starting to move away from this 400. See if we can get some risk on here. If there's some kind of nice setup here. There's lots of bids down here at 400. So I want to see a sort of break under that because we're at PDC here. Get under PDC, show me follow through. And I can join the tape. Here we go. It's PDC. Come on, move away from it. I'm not willing to. It's going to come. It's going to come once they've built enough in. I really want to settle this if we can move away, leaving these buyers stuck. All right, I'm short. I've got one on here. Here we go. We're looking for a rotation of value now. Lovely. So I don't want this to come really back above these 410s. If it needs to come to 440s, it will, but I really don't want to see that happen. 410s. Do not want to reclaim a 430, 440 here. Ideally, just want these 10s to be sold. Very tough trade, this. Very tough trade. Knowing that Alex hates rotation. This is trying to trade rotation. All this liquidity lower, and we're not filling it, which is kind of annoying. We should come down and fill these guys to 65s. I want to get under 90. I'll get very comfortable if we can trade under 90, under value for the day. If they're going to hold value for the day, I might be the wrong side of this. So I want 10s to stay heavy, 90s to let go, and a wash. Otherwise, I'm going to be the wrong. SOXL's letting go. Just need NQ to stop being a pain in the butt, and ES to stop catching a bid on VWAP, please. ES. Can I make my life a misery here? Might be caught the wrong side of this if we can't reject here. So much liquidity lower to come and clean out. Nice rejection of 10s. Can we break 90s now, please? I need a 90s break here. Here we go. Thank goodness for that. Thought I was wrong for a minute. All right, let's see if we can get follow through. If you want to take some profit here into value area low, you can. I'm looking for a rotation down to 340s if possible. Lots of liquidity here on the book. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. And very, very patient here. But these are you can take some here if you want into this pivot. I'm trying to get down into this, folks, and under that it'll be fun. So just trying to play a rotation. You know I'm not very good at trading these, but that's what I'm trying to trade today. SOXL coming for low of day. Beautiful. So that 220 fail on the back test was very, very good for us. For SOXL. Here we go. So we want all pops to fail now, please. It is a see money, take money environment. I will say that to you. It is see money, take money environment. We are not in a trending environment. We are in a choppy environment. This is what we're looking for. Let's see if we can backfill lower. I'm looking for 40s here for some covers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. New lower day SOXL. If it stays heavy, we're going to have some fun. Hopefully they don't bid it back inside and do a rip back to 220s and wash our stops out because we'd like to try and hold some runners here in case today is a sell day. Just in case they let go of range. That's what we'd like to do. Might not give us what we want, but that's what we want to do. All right, here we go. Come on, a bit lower. Can you stop faffing around this level, please? Lower, 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 lower. Lower, 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 lower. I'll talk nice to you. There are imbalances up at 87s, so if they do want to backfill that, they can. Here we go, folks. Coming into TPs. Don't be a dick for a tick. You got the whole number 50 here. Come on. Nice SXL. ES holding up really well. So we're trading the good asset here for us, being sell side. Because semis are selling. They're heavier weighted in the chip names. If we're rotating into energy, banks, that stuff, ES will hold the bid better than NQ. Didn't quite get down in these 40s here. Come on. We'd like value to stay heavy here. We don't want to reclaim all of this. We'd like 80s to stay heavy. Certainly we need 410s to stay heavy if we pop up there again. Come on. Wick me and not fill it. Come down. Here we go. Lower, baby, lower. Lower, baby, lower. Give me lower, baby. Give me lower, baby. Here we go. Value. Let's go. Let's go. Let go of this for me. Right, TP into here, and I'm going to wait and try and hold in case we're going to rotate. Remember, if we let go of yesterday's value, well, don't move that. If we let go of this, we can do this. If we let go of this, we can come right down into this again. All right, so we're looking to see if we do this or this. What is that? Hang on, Alex. What's going on here, mates? What's going on here, Sunshine? What is this? Previous day. What is this? Thought I just changed that to value area high. Is that not changed? So TP hit. Nice work first, folks. Dubs in chat. That's a nice work. That's good, patient work, and that's understanding the market environment. I drew it out for you as well. You would have, if you rewind the tape, you will hear me say, I'm looking for 440s to fail, then under here, then to here, and then if we get lucky, we get down into these. There you go. Beautiful. Am I a good trader of value? No. Can I see it? Yes. Do I size down with it? Absolutely, because I'm shit at trading it for some reason. Just really struggle to trade value. I really, really struggle with it. It's very hard for me because I think it's because it lacks momentum, and I love trading aggressive momentum. Right, so just be down to like runners now. If you find acceptance under this, we can move to low of day, but they can very, very easily catch a bid here because this is why it was our target, right? Previous day value area low. All we're doing is rotating previous day's value. That's all we're doing right now. If you find acceptance under, great. If we don't, that's okay. News here in 2 minutes as well, or 1 minute now, really. Lower, 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 lower. Can we go lower, 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 lower? Would be nice. SOXL getting absolutely hammered. ES holding up as expected. Oh, here we go. Can you break lower for us? Can we get a new lower day? Can you go? Can you go lower day for us? It would be nice. There's a big bid down there in our low of day zone. Big buyer just came in down there at 310s. I don't think he will get his way. He's at 313s his average. I think he'll probably get hurt. We might need a lift up first, but I doubt he gets his way. And what we now have is all these buyers up high now caught, don't we? Now have all of them caught up high. Lovely. This is his average price. I'd like to see all this liquidity clean out towards 90. New lower days would be great here. Newsprint coming here, folks. So move your stops nice and tight. You don't want to get absolutely whacked on a newsprint, do you? Let's see. Can we find acceptance? Can we get a new lower day? No. There's the print back up to previous day value area low. So do they sell this? If not, we're going to go 70s. So it's up to you how you want to manage your current position, your runners that are on. How much wiggle room you give it. If they get through here, they're going to go 70s, and then we're going, if we go back inside previous day value, we're going to chop right back up again, right? It's the same thing. ES holding the New York Open. So rejecting the value there, which is a good sign to move lower. Now, we need to break under this buyer. There we go. There's the break under the buyer. Can we get a new low of day now, please? And then can we puke all of previous week? Yes, come on, new low of day. Give me a fill down here, you fuck. Can I get a fill down here, please? Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir, I want to run a fill down there. Looking to get filled down in low of day. It missed me by a tiny bit there. Trying to get a fill down here and then see if we can get acceptance all the way down here, ideally. What the fuck is this? I don't understand. What are you? Go away. You're not anything. Making levels up now. Oh, it's moving levels. That's what that is. Trading view's gone mad. Hang on, folks. You've got to come down here for me. There we go. Sweet value at low. There we go. All right, I'm still in a tiny piece. Trying to see if we can get lower. As long as we stay under 50s, I'm going to hold it. If we lift 50s, I'm going to cut it because we're probably going to come 70s. Oh, Alex trade coming up here. Watch. Just watch the Alex trade building up here. Oh, you know it's coming. You fucking know this is going to go through 50s, knock me out, go to 60s, 70s, and then dump. You absolutely know that's what is about to happen because I've told them where my stop is. Oh, maybe not. Nice rejection of value. Okay, maybe Alex is going to be okay. This is the big buyer down here, by the way. He keeps holding the bid here at about 10s. There is a buyer down here. New low of day. SOXL looks great. The only thing is, remember, I know we watch a lot of SOXL recently for the lift. And today we're seeing weakness in that. But they are buying software, which are big companies. It's not like Oracle's a small company, so it can hold the queues up a bit. I think we're going to break lower here. I think we just need to build out a little bit of liquidity and then we're going to break. But we're about to find out. Need this guy at 10s to fuck off. And then we'll get that break lower. Here we go. Go on, piss off, mate. Oh, please piss off, mate. Please give me a fill down there. Please piss off, mate. I just want 90s. There's 100 lot of 90s. Here we come. Come for me now. Here come the big sellers. Big boys stepping in here. 250 lot. Trying to resell this at 15s. He's trying to cause this guy in pain. Come on, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Drop it. Drop it. I see you, sellers. Drop it now. Drop it now. Come on, Mr. 250 lot. Move down for me. Come on, 250 lot. Move down for me. Protect this. Yes. There we go. Out. Thank you. Job done. Thanks very much. Oh, he reads the tape live. Live reading the tape. I'm done because that 250 lot did the damage for me. I'm done with that. Thanks very much. You guys can hold a runner. You guys can hold a runner. I'm out of that now. If they let go of this boy here, then I'll consider a re-add. If we build here, you can look for these. And even this and even this. All right, this is last week's range. We can rotate that. But this is the high probability move. Low of day sweep. That's what I wanted. Thanks very much. If you're holding runners now, just hold on to them because there's an argument. This is a big level. There are some big sellers down here. Be careful. There's an argument now. Remember we talked about this. If we let go of this level, the rotation into here starts becoming available. So, but that is the high probability move I was looking for. And I think we talked about this in Discord to have you ready for it. Where's Alex's trade setups? Here we go. All right, where have we just traded into? We're rotating this range here. If we find acceptance under this, which is where we're at now, we can print lower, right? This is what I drew out before. If we find acceptance over, we print higher. We probably chop like this. And now it's about whether we find acceptance. I'm done with it because that is the range rotation. I'm trying to remember that we're not in a pro trend market. So I've locked in my money. Your chart doesn't say low of day. It might be because you're trading M and Q and not NQ. But NQ swept. Well, at least on Ninja, I had a sweep there. or at least a double tap. There were some big sellers down there, caught at the lows, right? Some big sellers came in where I covered. So for me, that print there was there or thereabouts. And big sellers in these lows now caught offside because we're in a range. And that's why I covered. This is where I normally get stuck, right? Normally I get stuck because I'll be in where we short from up here. That was a great, that was over 100 points, by the way, in range. It's pretty good. I still think this chance, there's a chance for this here, and this is what I will normally look for. And then that's me not really considering this. So I have to be aware of this guy. Weekly traders are trying to hold us up there. So you've got a battle between daily or Friday's traders and weekly traders. Under here, boom. Or that's what I wanted this morning. If you remember what I wanted this morning, in here this morning, I wanted this play here to get long on the way back. But yeah, for me now, chill. You are now a top G of Nasdaq, brother. Biggest win in my life. 4K, 4 fucking grand from Singapore. Nice, man. Pardon my French, just reading what I saw. Congratulations. I'm glad I made you some good money there. Be careful here. You're seeing some very, very big sellers try and get a continuation lower here under 320. They're not getting their way, okay? You're still under previous day's value. But those sellers are now not getting their way. So you need to get under 320 and under 290 and you'll get a bigger crack. ES rejecting VWAP, but still stuck between VWAP and New York Open. I will consider getting back in here if and only if I see sufficient liquidity built out here and I see a back test of that liquidity for this walk down. Otherwise, I'm not touching it for a bit. Caught 40-point long scalp off those aggressive sellers off the bottom. Oh, mate, that is a risky play. I mean, that's a risky play, but fair enough, mate. I mean, it's a good read. That's a fucking risky play. Hey, Alex, if I buy your course, will there be a delay on live stream on Discord? I don't stream on the Discord. I just do it here. Otherwise, it just takes up a huge lot of processing. The max it should be for you delayed is 6 seconds, all right? I call out what I'm looking for before I take the trade. Here's the advice. Don't signal bot me. Use what I'm saying. When I'm up here saying I'm looking for 440 failures and a let go of previous day close to get short, there it is. There's the 440 failures. There's the let go of PDC. That's why I teach you rather than go, if you're just waiting for me to go, I'm short now, which I did say, you're using me as a signal bot. You're not learning, all right? Learn. Failure to break higher, trap liquidity, and rotation, all right? Learn. That's not me digging you out. I'm just saying, learn the plays rather than wait for me to go, I'm short now. Learn the plays. Learn to see what I'm looking at because I'm trying to teach you to fish, right? I'm trying to teach you to fish with a sniper rifle. How did you saw it from Bookmap that your buyer got off? It's not that he got off, it's that the big seller sold against his pain, right? So if we come, get this up for you guys. All right, so they were trying to reabsorb. That buyer came in a few times, just above the 10s, right? Just above the 10s. So he kept trying to absorb around here. All right, he kept trying to absorb. And there was no acceptance higher. Look, every pop higher sold back into. And they try again, sold back into. So we build out like a choppy range here. See this guy? This was a 250 lot seller. All right, he was further up and he went, no, we're breaking lows. You're not coming up here until I get my fill. See this guy? He's a big boy seller. He walks down. Right, and I was like, we were already short, remember? It's not like I was adding down here. I was short from the highs. I'm just looking to fill my runner. And then once this pop fills and he chases lower, I'm like, okay, we're breaking lower because he's decided we're not coming up. Boom. There it is. Look at all this selling. This is all the stop runs. I'm now out. That's it. That's all I wanted to see was this guy fill this liquidity down here. If we look at these passive bids, think about all these guys here. We then get filled. That's all they're trying to do. Fill that and then done with the day. And then, well, say the day, done with the session for a bit, and then let it do whatever it needs to do. Now these sellers who are silly enough to sell down here are probably a little bit caught. And if we think about what we're now seeing, we're still predicting previous week's value area low, and we're now seeing it back inside of previous day's value area low. So if they want to, they can now rotate back up here again. Previous day point of control, current day point of control. That's your range. And as a reminder of what we thought was probably going to happen today, it's choppiness in range, isn't it? If we think about what this is, previous day value area high, previous day value area low, previous week value area high, this is rotating that range. We're not in a pro trend until we leave weekly and daily liquidity. At the moment, we're still inside it. Yeah, which is why I've done with it for now, because now they have to build out again. And like I said, beginning of stream, what is the environment? The environment right now is a choppy environment. We're inside current week, or we're inside previous week. We're inside previous day. We're inside previous day's value area. We're above previous week's value area. We're inside Sunday night's value area. We're in chop. We're in rotation. If we think about what's happening as well, I've talked to you guys about this a lot. Lots and lots and lots, but I'm going to repeat myself. We are coming out of semiconductors, all right? So we're taking profit from semiconductors and we're bidding in software. All of those are still in the NQ. So to make that make sense, we're coming out of this, right? Think about the daily, right? Huge profits have been made on this. Huge profits have been made on this since April, okay? Huge profits. We're taking some profit in some of these names. These names are the likes of MU, AMD, INTC. It doesn't mean like we're done with them forever. It just means we're taking some profits, right? INTC. If Alex can type properly. There we go. We're taking some profits in some of these and we're rotating into ORCL. We're bidding up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What's happened? Out. Remember, software, new all-time highs way up here. Chips, new all-time highs, software trying to get back up. All right. ORCL, Palantir. All of these will start catching bids. Softy. All right. It's a rotation. It's all it is. It's a rotation. So because of that, we expect choppy markets. If we were selling software and selling hardware, all right, then we'd probably be in a giant sell. All right. If we were like, that would be a risk off environment, not a rotation environment. If we were saying, hey, we're out of chips, we're out of software, we're done, this market's kaput, it needs to come right back in, then we'd be in a pro sell. All right. We'd be selling pops, looking for lower and lower prices. We're not in that. We're in, trying to think, like, if this is the wheel, all right, there's your pie chart, okay, 60% is the mag, so this is the mag 7, okay, and then we've got, like, let's just say, to make it easy, semiconductors and software. I know this isn't how it's split, but just to make an example. So if these have been the bullish ones, and we're now selling that, so we're selling this, but we're buying this, all we're doing is rebalancing. So we're buying a bit more of this, maybe so that this pie becomes a bit more equal. And then we're buying Microsoft, which is a piece of this. And they're actually buying, well, they were, yes, they are. And they're buying Nvidia, which has been weak. Right, so all we're doing is taking profit from this and adding some back into some of these to rebalance this. Is that a surprise? No, it's the first of the month. It's also not a surprise, is it? Remember, like I always tell you guys, the big boys have to make money, right? Their job is to make money. They're not going to keep buying something which is keeping going up, all right? They're not stupid. They're not stupid. It's up 200, 300%. All right, they're going to take some profit and buy something which has been weak and has room to move. What's today's gamma flip for either QQQ or MNQ? You're right at it, man. So this is the choppy zone. You see this? This is the choppy zone, this big blue bit. Right, this is the choppy zone. and it will make a decision outside of this. Under here, there's a good chance we sell pops, right, underneath these put levels. But you're quite tight here. If you look at the call level, this is put level 1, put wall 1, call wall 1's up here, but call wall 2 is where we failed this morning, and this is your high volume level, right? Choppy conditions. Very choppy conditions. Rotation to IGV. Yeah, IGV, exactly. It would have been easier for me to look at that, wouldn't it? That would be your software ETF. Exactly that. Rotation out of SOX into IGV. Exactly that. Whoever said that. Fong Tactical. That's exactly it. That's what we're seeing. And it started last week. And I mean, those in Discord will know we are long software, all right? We are long software. We are laughing. Here's my oracle. All right, here's my oracle swing. 3, 2, 1, bang. All right, we are long software right now. Right, we've taken profits. I think I locked in 200 something% in this, but I've still got a piece left. That's AMD. All right, so I've started selling that, and we're long software. Here's hood. All right, we're long software. Boom, there's my hood. All right, we're long software. Here's SoFi. Boom, yeah, boom, software going. So, I don't know, I'm just trying to help you guys so that you understand. Swing trading course, honestly, you don't need a swing trading course, guys. All you do is exactly what we do here, but you focus on higher time frames. Right, you focus on 5-day, 20-day, 50-day, 200-day. Top Bollinger Bands, lower Bollinger Bands, higher time frame, weekly, daily liquidity pools based on volume and structure. Exactly like we do here, but imagine each of these bars is a daily candle. All right, okay, so if we see an undercut and then a hold, right, then, and we're bullish overall, if this has been coming into a base, for example, then we'd be long here for swing long for the move back up, wouldn't we? Like, just imagine these are dailies. It's nothing changes. Like, nothing changes. You either know how to trade or you don't. I would like to say a little bit more forcefully that you want to enter the market. You are so restrained in your voice when you choose to enter. I don't even realize that you entered your market. I don't fucking care, mate, what you want me to do for your money. If you turned up on time, then you would hear me saying what I wanted, wouldn't you? And if you knew how to trade, you would be like, Alex is looking for a 440 failure and confirmation under 410 for the short. I'm not going to do your fucking work for you. Learn to trade or fuck off and follow someone else, because I'm sick of you guys sitting here. I'm here for free, and you think that I should tell you exactly what to do exactly the moment it happens. Get out, you lazy ass. Get out, because I did. I told you beforehand. You just can't use your ears. You tool. And if you don't like how I talk to you, have a fucking look in the mirror, mate. Because you're coming here for free telling me that I should forcefully tell you what to do so you can make money because you're lazy. Fuck off. Shall I do your exams for you as well? Get out of it. How about I go to do your 9 to 5 for you as well? Shall I do that? Shall I lie on top of your wife as well? Get out of it, mate. You loser. Fuck is that about? What a weird comment. Should I just live your life for you? Jesus. Yeah, I did tell him. It annoys me. The ungrateful attitude. So ungrateful. It's unreal. I don't care. If you don't like the stream, go away. I don't care. I don't care. You can get pissed off at me all you want. It's my stream. Can you explain why the long on value area low with trap sellers was a risky trade? Risky trade. Well, it wasn't the value area low here, which is a risky trade. It was the person that said they were long, I think they said 90s to 40s. That's the risky trade because we hadn't reclaimed. So they traded this to this. They were hoping we didn't break lower. I mean, I guess they could have risked right into here, but for me, there was no confirmation. Maybe that you can use as a bit. This is an easier trade now, back inside value, and even that's a chop. But this is possible now. Can I? Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna. I've opened up the can of worms there, haven't I? I've opened up a can of worms. How do I feel about the Champions League? All right, let's put this to bed. I am immensely proud of that team. People that hate Arsenal will sit here and say all sorts of nonsense. Here's the facts for you people in England. PSG knocked all of you out. You all got your ass whooped. City, you got your ass whooped. Liverpool, you got your ass whooped. Villa, you got your ass whooped. You got whooped, destroyed. You didn't make the finals. We made the finals. Everyone said it was going to be 5-0. It wasn't, right? It was 1-1. They didn't score. They might have had all the possession. They did not threat on goal. They scored a penalty. There was no threat on goal. We had an argument for a penalty. I'll be honest. I've seen those given either way. I didn't actually think it was on the replay. I thought it was all right. What I didn't like is that they didn't go to VAR. It's football, guys. It's what happens. They're the best team in the world. I had people message me. They're not the best team in the world. Well, they're European champions now twice in a row, and they're Super Cup champions. Therefore, they're the best team in the world, aren't they? So we drew 1-1 with the best team in the world. I don't think they look threatening. I think we could have done more with the ball, but we set up the way we set up. We set up with a compact defence to nullify their players, which are outrageously good. And we lost on penos. I mean, it happens. Everyone they should have done better, Guys, God knows how many games we played this year. I think there was only two to three more games possible for us to play the whole year. We're in so many cup competitions for so long. They're exhausted. They had the balls to step up. They made an error. Man, I've done it. I played competitive rugby. I've choked. I know what it feels like to choke. I've absolutely choked before and nowhere near the level that they're at. They lost the toss. They had to shoot penalties at PSG end, and they lost the toss where we had to shoot penalties second. I mean, you couldn't get a more. There's nothing more. There's no more pressure you can add. Champions League final, last game of the season, lose the toss to shoot into PSG, lose the toss to shoot second. It's just tough. It's sport. It's cruel. It's how it works. But I don't hate them. Would I have loved to win? Of course I would. Well, I'm immensely proud of how they turned up and showed themselves. Immensely proud. And this whole thing from these other teams wanting to talk shit in England, suck it. As Mo, the comedian says, suck your mum. Suck your mum. Yeah, suck your mum. You're not champions. You weren't in the final. Shut it. Shut it. So there's my answer. I'm proud of them. I think they're going to be knackered next season, though. I think you play all 4 tournaments. You got to the semis in all those tournaments, all the finals. You win the Premier League, and now you got to go to the World Cup. They literally get on the plane tomorrow morning to go to the World Cup. They're going to be completely burnt out. They're going to be so burnt out next season. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not that competitive next season. They're going to be knackered. Because if any of those teams, remember we've got a lot of English players in the team, few French, few Brazilians, 1 German. If they go deep, which those teams will go deep, they're going to get no off-season. No off-season. Since when am I a Gunner fan? Well, me and my cousins support Arsenal. The rest of my family are Spurs. It's in our blood. So since being born. Yeah, all of you guys yapping on chat. This happened and this happened. Shut up. Shut up. We went undefeated in the Champions League and we drew 1-1 in the final and they only got a one goal by penalty. Just shut up. It's boring, man. It's boring at this point. Man U will not be a threat. Man U got lucky this season. That squad's shit. They ain't going to do shit next season. I can't believe like United fans had a lucky season. They'd be terrible next season, guarantee it. Mid-table team. You had riots in France. Well, you had riots every game after PSG, right? Every game in the knockouts. Partial eval trading with me. Nice work. Nice work. You can see we're just chopping. So this is everything that I like to avoid. What we're seeing now. There's Friday's D shape. And where's today's D shape? Oh, no way. It's inside Friday. It's going to chop everyone to death who isn't patient. Is it easier to trade individual stocks over indices? I would actually say yes. Inherently, yes, because indices, obviously, now as you're looking at 100 of them, you have to understand rotation. ES, you're looking at 500 of them. You have to understand the different sectors and the rotations. If you have, a stock moving on news or just in breakout or whatever, you don't really need to consider anything else, do you? Other than liquidity for that one asset, that one vehicle. So I'd say, yeah, probably. It probably is. I've thought about it a lot of time. Like, should I go back to day trading more actively? Some of these big liquidity names like Nvidia, Tesla, probably great cash cows daily. Great cash cow daily. But, I trade all these. I just swing them now. When's PDT rule change? I'm not sure. I thought they would have brought it in already. What do I execute on Ninja Trader for futures? Ninja Trader. For my stocks, depends which account I'm trading, but 212 for my tax-free account. And then TradeStation. And I always forget the other one because I barely have anything in it. It's just some stuff in the S&P. They actually sent me my statement this morning. Something. It's a UK broker. I can't remember. It'll come to me in a minute. I got in short because everything is selling off. We might sell the demand zone below. I mean, that doesn't sound like a very good trade there, does it? I got in this because this is happening and we might do this. I'd be careful with that. So where's your short? Mid-range? In a D shape? Inside a D shape? Have we broken structure? No. Are we letting go of anything? No. Sounds like I'm not being an asshole. It sounds like a little bit of hopium here. For whoever said that. I got in short because this is happening and I hope that this happens. As soon as I see might in a sentence, I get concerned for you guys. What's my opinion on divergences between ES and NQ? Well, there's no opinion. You get divergence based on sectors. Been watching your videos and I feel like I've become much more confident and knowledgeable. That's awesome, Woody. I always pass evals, I get funded, and I always blow. Should I get an instant account? Well, then you're just going to spend more money potentially doing the same thing. You have to look at yourself. We talked about this last week. If you can pass fund, either two things are happening. If you're passing funders and getting the evals, either two things are happening. You're gambling on your evals and you get lucky, and then you gamble on your PA accounts and you lose because you're not trading effectively, or you trade properly on your evals because you don't feel the inherent money pressure. And then you get to the PA and you can't take the pressure, so you stop trading properly. You become emotionally involved in fear and greed. One of those two things will be happening. Huge sellers entering. I mean, there's some selling, yeah, but I don't know where the huge comes from. I mean, there's a big buyer that got absorbed at the current VPOC at 83. You've got imbalances above. right? So this buyer is the guy, and you've got a little bit of selling here and buying above, and you're right in the middle of the D shape. I mean, I don't know what huge means to you, but the big sellers are at low of day and they're stuck. I don't know where you're seeing this huge selling that you're talking of. Do I have an Oracle target? Yeah, all-time highs. They're swings. I'm just going to hold them. I think look, it's very simple. We overcooked it. Oh, the world's going to end. Like, AI is taking over everything. No, they're just adapt. Companies will adapt. Like, maybe Oracle doesn't get to all-time highs, but I mean, we can have a look. But remember, I'm trying to hold these as long as possible while they prove. All right. There is no reason for me to think we can't go all-time highs now. I'm going to be honest with you, because since that all-time high print, we're thin up into this. So I'd be watching into 275s. All right, if we break over that, all-time highs. All right, we bought this very, very cheap down here. We sold a bit, bought a bit more, sold a bit, bought a bit more. And now I'd love this to come back in and give me this trade option. You know, we look good. There's no look at value. There's no reason. Got some volume up there, a bit of buyers stuck up there, but we're thin in here. If we can hold this bid, then I expect that to happen. And if we chew through that, honestly, I expect all-time highs. And it's going to be the same story on, you know, a lot of these names, which just got absolutely dunked. I mean, this is a serious discount on a Mag 7 name. 35% discount into a clear pivot. Thanks. All right. Hold this, build out, new highs. Adapt or die. Like, it's just it's always the same thing. People get completely scared, run away from good companies. Oh, AI is going to kill everything. No, it's not. These companies are going to zero. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're just simply not. Why is QQQ holding up when the top 5 stocks are selling off? Well, the top 5 stocks aren't selling off. 5 of 7 are selling off. But like we've talked about, where's the money going? Have you looked at Oracle, the top 10 stock? That's up. Have you looked at some of the chip names? They've just dunked and then reclaimed. Semi's about to close the gap again. You have to understand what's going on. The broader market. How long until I reset volume delta? I don't, mate. I leave it going. I know some people like playing the 30-minute swings, but I don't. I have it go through the day. We could make one that goes for a swing, or you could have it go every 30-minute bar. But like, you have to ask yourself, if you're looking, all right, if you're looking at a 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, you've got the footprint. You can see the delta in it. I mean, at least how I use footprint. So here's my 5-minute bar. Here's delta since the New York Open. Inside each 5-minute candle, I can see the delta footprint. So I can see where participants came very, very bullish here and are holding price up, all right? Both on this delta here and in these candles. Look, big bullish prints. So I don't need, personally, I don't need that 30-minute swing that some people use. I can see it in my 5-minute bars. That's enough for me. But it's each their own. Whatever works for you. If you need delta that refreshes every 30 minutes because you want those swing points or whatever, do it. All right? Or open up a 30-minute bar and look inside of that. ASML. It's basing out okay at the moment. It's very simple, isn't it? Either hold a base here or here. If you get failed follow through under that, you've got a gap fill below to come and fill. which I'd be concerned about right here. But as long as dips hold where you found it today, look at this, resistance becomes support, very simple. If they lose that, they come to the next level. You need that to hold. You can just call it 1500. If you lose 1500, I'd be very concerned. So here's the lesson for one of you. One of you was short without any reason to be short, hoping, your words were, I hope it does this, and it hasn't done it. So that's you convincing of yourself to put risk on in an unfavorable area to put risk on. See how I haven't traded since? Have not traded since, have I? Ignored all this, right? Well, we're going from one side of value to the other side of value now. Right, so if they fade this, they come back down to mid. If they lose that, they come down to here. If they bid that, back to here, back to that. Under here, this becomes plausible. I'm uninterested. I'm uninterested at this point. It's not garbage, wisdom. It's not garbage at all. It's building out liquidity. It's not garbage. It's doing what is required for the market. Right. It's not like it's unpredictable. This is about as predictable as you get. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known we were going to do it. All right. That's not garbage. It might not suit your type of trading style. It doesn't suit mine, but it's predictable. I would say a garbage market is a market that's doing the opposite of what it should. That's completely unpredictable. Long for the hold of previous day value area low, find the range. Traders have been great recently. I mean, Charlie, that's a good trade, my friend. So you're long, you waited for this, I exited, you're long here, and you're going to sell some into point of control, some into here, and then hold a runner. And if you don't get the runner and you fail, then you're all out. That's a good long. That trade there is a good long. That's the same as the trade we took short. It's exactly the same trade the other way. So we traded this down, you trading this long. A great trade. For me, made my money, took the range trade. Don't love range trading. Now I'm sitting out waiting. Man, so many of you are saying this market is terrible. I'm scared for you that if you think a market providing this cleaner action with this much ATR is terrible, I'm scared for you that if you're going to be trading in a few years' time when we shrink down to a 1 minute candle doing 8 points and our range for the day is 50 points on NQ, I'm scared for you for what you're going to say then, because this market has provided insane opportunities based on volatility and ATR and is trading very technically correct. It's not terrible, guys. Like, it's not terrible. It's doing what it should. Look, we knew it was going to do it. We knew it was going to rotate value. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. That's the market doing what it should do. A terrible market is a market doing something completely different based on nothing that we can't understand. Yeah, I mean, look, you either understand rotation or you don't. It's one of those. You are concerned with the short here where you shorted for the first time because the second time filled the range, more liquidity build out. Yeah, exactly. And also it's understanding what's going on elsewhere. All right, so we're seeing some strength come back in this. Right, so at the moment, this is PDC, it's where it keeps getting stuck. All right, so if they hold bids, remember 220s are under over. If they hold bids and do this, NQ is going to get a bit of a face ripping squeeze because they can come and back test some of these. Right, under here, more weakness. So at the moment, if this is bidding, and this is bidding, which is software, I don't really want to be in a sell. All right, because these should be doing the opposites of each other in a rotation. So if they're both suddenly moving together, If software isn't selling and chips aren't selling, I don't really want to be looking for a sell on the edge. That's just a bit of edge for me where I'm like, well, I don't see those moving downside pressure. So what's the chances that shorts get caught in an upside squeeze? It's possible. It's possible. Look, we've got lots of liquidity here to fill, right? So if they do hold the bid, how many stops have been taken? No, 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 and this, right? This becomes plausible if they do find acceptance. It's not to say they do, but like I'm less interested second time round because of what everything else is doing, because I understand what's going on right now. And I also understand that this, as a ranked setup for me, not for you guys, for me, it's probably a C setup. It's definitely not an A setup. I tell you an A setup. I see this. That's my A setup right there. All right, if we clean out stops, trap bulls who come flying in, doesn't need to be today, later in the week, and we leave this, we leave all these players stuck, that's going to be an A+ setup there. That's what I'm going to wait for if it comes. It might never come this week, but if it does, that's where you'll see me probably size in. Do you have an all-inclusive course, and what does it include if you have the time to talk about it? It's all on the website, mate. You can get a bundle with everything together, and there are literally videos on the website that tell you what's included and what the if you read the text, it will tell you how long the course is and what the modules are and stuff. Everything's there. I watched Bookmap a couple of years ago, and they were loving a 10-point move. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to you guys. I told you guys last week about this. Some of you just haven't been around long enough. That's not me being a dick. Like, when Trump leaves office, all right, you can bitch and moan about him all you want, but he's providing opportunities in this market to day trade. If he leaves office and we go back to think about how many times he tweets a day, right, or social media posts, or he's doing a speech with veterans, but he talks about the economy all of a sudden, or Iran, or you know how he's always talking about something which is moving the market, not necessarily in the right press event for it. Okay, you remove him from office and you replace him with someone else, doesn't matter red or blue, chances are, right, they're not going to be as active as he is. Volatility will slow down, all right? That's just what happens. We start going to a condensed range, right, with less vol, with less ATR. You want to be sitting here being like, oh, I miss those days where we used to remove 500, 1,000 points in a day, or where we're in a range. This is just a range day, and even in this shitty day that you're all talking about, where we've done nothing, our range and opportunity today is 177 points numerous times. I mean, guys, you don't understand. At some point, we're going to go back into this, right? At some point, this is going to be your day. This. I'm not kidding. And then you're going to sit here and be like, oh, I miss those days. So just enjoy it while it's here, because it won't be here forever. If you like, I'll give you an example. Anyone who traded small caps 2019 to 2021, we had daily 500 to 1,000% movers. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, you certainly didn't. I see people scrapping over 20% movers. I mean, that wouldn't even hit my Trade Ideas scanner back in the day. So enjoy the markets while they're here and providing the opportunity, because that might not be here forever. Alex, I'm new here. What time frame do you always stay? Oh, this is an M1. It's just a 1 minute. Make hay while the sun shines. That's it. That's it. Like I'm having a very good year this year in my swings and some other stuff, and I'm very aware. I keep saying to my wife, I cannot get used to this, because how many times do you put a swing on and 7 days later you're up 60, 70%? On commons, not on options, on commons, on stock. It's not very often. We're seeing that consistently in the Discord at the moment. %80 of the time, why does PMI chop? I don't think it's to do with the PMI print. It's probably because PMI comes on a Monday and we open up and create the initial balance for the week, Monday, Tuesday. There's some edge for you that you might not know on a weekly IB. Alex, when the market cools down, will swing trading be the new move? I mean, no, not really. It would just be, it would be the same thing, but just with, we'll have to size differently and look at the ATR differently. And we might have other sectors that start moving, right? For example, I am eyeing up some swing trades for the end of summer for a 12-month period. You're going to laugh. For the El Nino, super El Nino year that's coming in. So I'll start looking at stuff like that soon, based on macro events to potentially position risk for a 6 to 12 month swing of what I think might be plausible based on what will happen due to the El Nino. So that will be something that I could look at to make money if for example, the market goes into a consolidation range for 6 months. All right, so SOXL is still basing over that 220s. It can't get through PDC. It's in orange. It's starting to look like it could build out 15, 20 minute kind of bull flag here. If it can keep holding 220s, that's the key. If it holds 220s and you see a 224, 225 break, you can start seeing a short squeeze. Do I reckon midnight open could fall towards the downside? I mean, I don't watch midnight open. You're saying every pop's being sold. I just think you could argue every dip's been bought for now, right? It's both sides, right? Why did I stop trading small caps? Exactly like I said, the volatility left. There were no moves in small caps for ages, and just more and more turds started to move. Squeeze harder and harder as well. They've become more and more rigged. Okay, this is the move that I was talking about, so I wouldn't be short right now. Look at SOXL and IGV. They are holding up, both wanting new highs. That's why I'm like concerned about trading range at the top of this at the moment. For me, this looks like it wants to squeeze. There's your 220. There's your build out. If they can get a base over here, and this happens at the same time, and so if we're going to get a squeeze out on that at the same time, Alex can't type today. Same time that this is breaking out, then we're risk gone on software and risk gone on chips all of a sudden. We're not seeing this do the inverted move, which would be the healthier move for a range rotation. We're seeing this hold the 220s, build the flag. We just talked about that a few minutes ago. So that would be my edge right now, not to be short at the edge of this at the moment, because I'm not seeing that. $30,480. Anything on the tape? Let's have a look. Not really. Not really. 75. There's a 30 lot seller at 75. Most of the liquidity is just up here at 45 to 60 right now. Do I consider TPO? I don't really look at TPO. It's funny. Someone messaged me that the other day. There's a video on my YouTube channel. For me, I don't really look at time. I can see the single prints. I can see very quickly if there's a fast reaction and if, you know, if it's a good auction or not. But I'm more focused on volume than I am on time spent somewhere. I used to look at it a lot more, but I just don't really feel the need now. It didn't provide edge for me. It doesn't mean it doesn't provide edge for you. Is it smart to only use volume profile to trade with other confluences? There's no smart, my friend. It's whatever works for you. It is whatever. There's a million ways to trade. This is just how I like to trade. Why do I like using volume? Because it's real. It's the only thing, right? If we look at volume and delta, it's the only thing we absolutely know for certain has happened. It's where orders have been placed, all right? It's where aggressive participants are moving the market. Everything else isn't, and it's not lagging. It's data based on what's happened. So that gives us edge to know where people are participating. How you want to trade that's up to you. If you want to use EMAs to trade it, that makes total sense. If you want to use VWAPs to trade it, it's total sense. If you want to use naked charts to trade it, it's absolutely fine. Some people don't use volume at all, and they find an edge using something else. That's also fine. Lots of ways to trade. All right, so failing up there for now. SOXL still holding on, but we are still holding these 410s. You can see this is overnight. Overnight got rejected. Overnight point of control and value. Overnight rejected. Back down to current days. And it's just chop city. See how I'm just not interested? I'm just not interested. I'm not going to become the liquidity for this market. Made our money on the easier setup. Just let this do whatever the hell it is it wants to do. I certainly wouldn't be long up here. Your long opportunity was value to value. Your short opportunity is here, but I'm not seeing what I would want to see on the tape in terms of semis to set that up right now. Divergence with ES, yeah. ES is rejecting VWAP, but it's stuck between New York Open and VWAP, and it's high volume level for Gamma, right? So it's still not fully let go. It's trying to roll over, but it's just, again, for me, we've just been dealt, I don't know, like Jack 3. It's enough to tempt you into something to be like, maybe I hit a jack on the flop, right? You've sat here, you've sat at the table, you're getting nothing, you're getting nothing, you're getting nothing. It's your first picture card. You're like, oh, fuck it. Shall I put some risk on? Shall I put some risk on? Yeah, fuck it. I'll match that blind. And then it does the opposite of what you want. You don't hit your jack on the flop and you're like, oh, I just wasted $1,000 there for no reason other than I've sat still and I got bored, right? That's kind of it. Yeah, but it's not a pair of jacks. It's a jack 3. That's what I'm saying. You haven't got a pair. But you've sat here. Say you've passed for an hour. And it's your first pitch card and you're like, fuck it, I'll take the flop. It's trading. It's the same as trading something where it's a 50-50. It's not giving you, it's probably not even a 50-50. It's a boredom trade because you want to put some risk on because your body's saying, hey, I need that dopamine hit. Please give me the dopamine hit. I want the dopamine hit. That's all it is. It's a craving of something that is not there. Why is there such a high divergence? Okay, it's very simple. Let's reload this for the day. Okay, what's in ES that is not in NQ? Oh, hi. Okay. Oh, hello. Right? Healthcare, all red. Financials, mainly red. Are they in the queues? No. There you go. There's your reason why. Simple as that. What's in the queues? More. These are 60% weighted in the queues, only 40% weighted in the spiders. All right, so NVIDIA up, AVG up, MU up, Microsoft up, Oracle up. Look at all the software. Who said software is going to catch a bid when we see semiconductors sell? There's semiconductors, there's software. There's semiconductors, there's software. There's semiconductors, there's software. All right, rotation, risk off, risk off, risk off. These are not in the queues. Understand what you're trading. It's so important. I see so many people. Oh, it's an IFVG. It's got to do. Shut up. If you don't understand what you're trading, you shouldn't be putting risk on. It's like walking in to a BMW dealership thinking you're buying, I don't know, a push bike. Understand what you're buying. You have to understand what you're buying. Alex, I like the way you set up your fixed range volume profile. It's really easy to spot, but I'm scared that I don't know how to update it later if it needs updating. Well, your weekly is based on the previous week. Your current week is extended based on the Sunday open. Your previous day, right, is 9:30 to 4 o'clock. That's how I do it. I only care about cash. I say it all the time. I only care about cash. This is not, all right, Friday's close if you care about the 5 o'clock close. This is a 4 p.m. close because I care about cash. I care about settlement in the market. They do motorbikes, BMW. They do motorbikes. You're right. If you like getting your shins burnt with the engines poking out sideways, and they look great, but they're not very comfortable. Do I use overnight VP? I look at it before I come to the market in the morning, but I don't really annotate it unless the range has been big or unless there's a big shelf been built out. Reliability issues with sports bikes, maybe. I wouldn't know. I've never bought a BMW motorbike. Triumph's my favorite. It's what I have back home. I have a Thunderbird 1600. It's my baby. It's my pride and joy. And I have a Kawasaki ZZR 1100. And over here I have a Harley Nightster Sportster, which I blacked out myself. They might be great bikes. I don't like the look of burning my shins on them. I've ridden it. I just don't own one. What I really like is the old ones, which are changed into like cafe races. I think they look amazing, but they are shin burners, man. Electric Harleys, I've seen them. I'll never buy one. Loud pipes save lives. I don't want to feel like I'm on a scooter, you know. Had a 73 Honda 450. Yeah, that's sick. I've actually got a Kawasaki. I think it is a GT 450. It's in bits. I was building it before I came here. So, my poor parents. It's just in their garage in bits. I think I'm gonna find a photo. I stripped it. I absolutely stripped it down, and then it just got left. You're still holding up here. SOXL. Held that print at 220s, come back up for PDC. It's building out liquidity there. Like I said, it's very dangerous. If it breaks that, you're going to get squeeze upside. I can probably find it on here, actually. That's... Like I said, I wouldn't be bearish on this right now. I know you've rejected value, but it looks very risky to me. There they go. They're trying to lift. Like I said, I think very, very, very risky if you're trying to be short up here. I get it as a range, but what you're seeing in the broader index doesn't really look good right now. Looking long on NQ. I mean, for me, the long is down here. Just because I'm saying the short doesn't feel like it's ready doesn't mean it's a long. But the long is down here. There's your cheap long into the top side. So you're taking partials here. The short will become available when they trap, not before. And like I said, I'd be watching those indexes. Right, how can I find this for you? I know it's boring today, folks. That's just how it is. I'm not really interested, so I'm just trying to talk you through it. This is probably the least you'll see me trade, but I'm just rotating in range with divergence everywhere. It's try and avoid it the best you can, unless you're absolutely love this for whatever reason. I would call you a psychopath if you did, but there you go. Maybe you do. I'm going to see if I can find my cafe racer to show you guys. Well, my cafe racer in pieces. Where are you? I'm sure you're up here somewhere. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, here it is. This is my Kawasaki that I stripped. It's just sat there. It's an old 450. It must be like 1990s. I can't really remember. This is my ZZR. Vintage ZZR. Alex with short hair. Pretty sick. This is my Thunderbird. Let's see if I can find the Thunderbird. This is my baby. This bike I miss. It's in the garage at home. That's my baby. That's a 1600 straight through pipes. It's fucking loud. It's an absolute monster, mate. That will make Harleys look pathetic. I'm telling you now. And I ride Harleys. That thing chews them to pieces. And then where's my Harley that I blacked out? My Nightster. I've got a picture on here somewhere. Probably got a photo of me working on it. This is me in COVID. That's my Nightster. Sick, eh? Here, this is a good photo of it. So I built this myself. It was in bad way when I bought it. I blacked it all out. Still got that. Still got it downstairs in the garage. Probably need to take it out for a spin. Okay, SOXL is still holding up. You're still just chopping, all right, between PDC and that 220 level. All right, you're chopping, you're building out liquidity. There's your PDC, there's the 220. This is the build out, all right? That's the build out right now. IGV breaking higher, software breaking higher. In fact, I'm gonna make sure I've got this up here a bit higher so I can see it when I need to reference it. Make my life a bit easier. I don't know if we're going to get any of the dips we want, team, on the swings. We have to wait a few days for it to come in. What we're up now on Softy, that thing's printing 20%. Nice. We'll have to see if they come in a bit for us. Really happy that IRNQ is holding a print over 71 as well. That makes me really happy. I think we're going to get new all-time highs on this. We talked about we're swing long in this as well. This is great. We got a squeeze on here, folks. On the daily, I think. No. Can we get a daily chart here, please? Not 1 second. I think we're on like Donkey Kong now. So we're swing long from down here. And we look good. There's the print. And we should, and we can think about a measured move now. I'm going to target 100. So my targets are all-time high, 100, and then squeeze over on these quantum names. Same with the others. We'll put them in Discord later. I'll go over them all with you guys in Discord. But we look good. We look good for anyone that's long with me in those. We look really good. Are those all taken in the US? The Harley's in the US. The other two, they're back in the UK. Bought a Rocket 3. Nice. Nice. That thing's huge. What's the engine size on those rockets? Those things are massive. Am I in a trade? No. For me, no. No. I said, made my money. This move here. Don't take the long back up, because for me, if I make money on that, I'm happy, because like I said, these are C setups for me. My bias right now is all the time, especially if SOXL gets going, they hold the print, they're going to look to take out these stops here. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that at some point today, but you know, you want to be risk on from here. I don't think you want to be adding in this, even though it's building out and it might happen. It means you're bidding, you would be bidding on previous day's value area high, current week's value area high, trying to find acceptance high. It's what it looks like it wants to do, given how we've suddenly gone risk. Well, they're trying to get risk on SOXL. It's tapping into that 224, 225 area. That's the level. That's the level. Like I said, I told you guys, I wouldn't be short up here. I know it's a range, but just based on what we're seeing inside the index, it feels very risky to be short up here. So this is what would keep me out of it, what I keep telling you about. Software's printing up, chips are printing up. That's not a rotation. A rotation is software prints up, chips print down. Do I like the Porsche Taycan? I don't. I've driven it. I don't. It's not for me, mate. Like I said, I will. If I move to Austin this year, I will buy myself a nice supercar of some sort. But it certainly won't be a Taycan. Yeah, exactly. AMD was down 4%. Now just down 1.25%. Exactly. That's the chips are now trying to break out. So they're trying to get through the previous day close. They're through previous day close. If they print a new high above 226, today's high in the New York session is 226. If they print through that, they're trying to take out the pre-market high, and that will help NQ try and take all this out. This looks exactly the same as the semis right now, right? We've got, so if we've got strength, think about this. If we've got strength in these coming back in, make sure this is the right one, revisit this. Yeah, MU, great day for MU, right? If we've got strength in these and these are starting to print back up and close the gaps, and we've got strength in software, right, then we look strong in this whole sector, right? So if semis start closing the gap, some of them start breaking out, and we get strength in software, we'll see the break. If semis start selling off, right, and software starts selling off, you'll see a pullback. If software continues to print and semis sell off, then we'll stay in range. It's that simple. I am looking at the Vantage. I do quite like the new Vantage. If I was living in England, I'd buy the Vantage. But I don't know if that's the play in Austin. How did I become rich? Well, rich is relative, right? How did I become comfortable? my last career got me comfortable. I then burned through most of that cash trying to learn to trade. And then I've rebuilt it back up. And I have multiple businesses. Like I said, I own a house at home. It's for sale right now, actually. But I don't have a mortgage on that. And I trade here with you. And I own a record label. And I still get paid royalties for all the old work I used to do. And I trade here with you guys. We already talked about the Champions League, mate. We already did it. SpaceX, you mean? Starlink? You mean SpaceX? I mean, my thoughts on it, it's probably overvalued. It probably gets a squeeze out and then is sold off. But I'm long in anticipation of that. So, you know, SOXL pulling back off the previous day close. Still can't get through it. So, yeah, I'm long in anticipation of that in the ETF. So, down here. Right, we're long from here in Discord in anticipation of it. All right, so we've already made a ton of money, and hopefully we get, right, 15%. Hopefully we get a nice break. If SpaceX squeezes, we get a breakout, and I'll be selling some into that because I think it's asking a lot. The IPO valuation is insane. It's absolutely insane. Looking at like $1 trillion IPO valuation. What's the ETF? ARKX. If you can't get into that, then you want to look at is it? I mean to say NASA. Is it NASA? Oh, it might be UFO. I think it's UFO, isn't it? I went to say, yeah, I think it's UFO is the other ETF. Funds, it would be this one. Yeah, that's the other ETF you could look at, UFO. These all have exposure to the space race game and satellites and the materials and all that stuff. You're in NASA, and that's one as well. Yeah, there's some other ones. There's some other, like I was looking, I'll be honest, I did have a little scan at the weekend, like I always do. Found a couple in that sort of sector, which I think might be a little undervalued right now. One is KRMN. If that undercuts and holds, I think this is a little undervalued, so I'm waiting to see how far back in we come in this. That is definitely not right. What are you talking about? That's nowhere near right. Let's see. Fucking trading view with his bucks, man. Right, we're into 50% now. So yeah, I mean, I think this is probably a buy soon. If we undercut and hold, I'll probably start bidding on that. So I'm giving you some edge here. That's one I quite like the look of. In that same sector, right? That's in that same sector, but it's healthy financials. Gov contracted, looks good. What scanner do I use? When I do the weekend scans, I actually use Finviz. I still have trade ideas. I never open it, but all my trade ideas scanners are all like small cap momentum scanners. Yeah, Soxel trying to do the break, isn't it? It is. It's trying to do the break. There you go. It's what we just talked about. Build it, break, and if it shoves, it's got room, and you'll find NQ bid with it, which is why I'm like avoiding the sell on the range of NQ right now, because the broader market, if you're understanding the broader market, it's not going into a sell. It's not even going into a rotation. It's possibly going into a squeeze. I need to use the bathroom. Hopefully I've kept you guys safe. Some of you are along. Hopefully you're looking good, and I'll be right back. Do you know what? I'm gonna get a coffee as well. Be right back, folks. All right, there you go, folks. New high day, SOXL. So even if you're not trading this, same with me, even if you're not trading it, hopefully, all right, the teachings here today have helped you to understand when the rotations are likely, because we're seeing market in sync, and when they become unlikely, because everything starts to grab a bid together, all right? And you can find edge in the market. The edge isn't always when to place a trade. Sometimes the edge in the market comes when not to place a trade, because you make more money when you take less losing trades, right? It's very simple. Lots of people can make money. Can they keep themselves out of the market when it's not looking good? W again on that. Nice work. I mean, if you grabbed it, nice work. SOXL looks good. And I would target now. Look, you're into call wall 2 where we got stuck earlier. You've printed a new high day. If you're going to see continuation here, you want to see us run these stops. So if you just think about it, a 496 break, right, has the potential to get you up to the 500. 500 break, you can clean the stops out to 505. 505 break, you clean the stops out to 513. 513 break, you clean the stops out to 518.75. 518.75 gets you up to 530. 530 break gets you up to call wall above that, you know, potentially into the high of Asia, although I'd find that unlikely. But, you know, just I wouldn't be long in this up here. You're just like, you're moving your stop up, trying to control it. What do I have for CVD? CVD right now is minus 656. All right, but if you're talking about, we can put it on here. Do I have it here? The delta for it. Doesn't want to play ball. Okay, let's just add it onto the bottom of the screen then. This one. It's a 5 minute. I mean, you're seeing sell side pressure. All right, so higher high on price, lower high versus this. There's sell side absorption taking place here. Aggressive buyers are unable to move price up right now. That's what you're seeing into these levels, but I wouldn't give it too much kudos based on what we've talked about in the sector rotation. Right, so into top of value for current week. And like I said, I think there's a chance to run all these stops out and try and get you up here. So we can mark out these stops for those guys who are long if you want. These are basically the stops right now. Is there one more set? Here we do a line in the middle of these as well. No, I want this guy. Oh, we got that one in the bottom of the box. All right, those are basically what you're aiming for if they can squeeze higher. All right, that's where all the stops are. And if they start covering, you get that lift. Is it possible to have one more trade? I mean, absolutely it's possible. It's just, what's your edge? What's your edge? My edge now would be a run of the stops and failure. All right, my edge would need to be trap buyers up here, maybe build out. Hopefully we have something like this, all right? And we could lean on those guys to get down to here if we're going to play the rotation, expecting a bounce. If they don't bounce, then we could re-lean on them again. Otherwise, I'd be looking for this and that back up. All depends how we build out. All depends how we build out. Short setup forming. No, it only forms if we run all the stops and trap buyers, remember, and that the markets want to agree with how it works. Absorption from 290s. Yeah, but like I said, someone took that trade down there. For me, the trade was here. That's the better trade, right? Think about the structure. Think about this structure. Think about what you saw. Sweep, inverted head and shoulders, but a bigger one here, and a reclaim of previous day's value. That's the key. That should trigger long for this grind back up to previous day value area high. Now your runners, that's current week value area high, and your runners just to see if you run all these stops out and get to gamma or Globex. That's all it is now. It's just runners to see how high you get. No, people weren't selling today. Today was a rotational day. If you go back to the beginning of the stream, we sold the rotation, right? Some people bought the rotation back up. Today is a rotational day. I'll go back to remind you what we do at the start of each day. Weekly, opening up inside with a fail break higher. Daily, opening up inside with a fail break higher, but still above the 5-day. I'm just going to do it from here. 1 hour. Actually, we can't do it from here. We need to move you across. 1 hour. Right, opening up. Here's previous day's value. There's your big over-under level. Chop probable in here. Under here, fail to accept previous week. Down. In here, chop. Above here, potential for a break higher. Risky, but potential. That's all it is. 2-leg pullback, held, back inside range, makes its mind up at some point which way we're going. Rotation. Today was rotation. So all you've heard me talk about is rotation today. You haven't heard me talk about pro trend anything. Long to 370. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's good. That's a good long. 370 is a good long. Anything in here, right, once we pivot, anything in here that's holding versus this makes sense. Just make sure you've paid yourself some. No guarantee it comes all the way up here. High probability move was to this. You're now above this, right? High probability move was from this to this, from this to this. Now the question is, can they run the stops for you or not? You must have paid yourself 70, 80% of this move because you've had the meat on the bone. There's no guarantee they're able to move higher. Remember, currently, this is current week's value area high. We're not finding acceptance above it. I'd love for you guys to run all these stops up here that we've marked out, but there's no guarantee that you get that. ES, well, ES has relative weakness, like we talked about. It's going to struggle to do the same move when healthcare's down, defensive is down, financials are down. These are not heavily weighted in the ES like they are in the Qs, right? So if I was going to be short today, the short in the ES is probably a bit better at the moment. How do you decide to not trade within range and only expansion? Do you feel like you're missing out large point moves? No, because I already traded inside range. I would have been happy to look at the short up here if we had seen SOXL start to break down, right? Because then it would give me confidence we're in a range. We're not. We've gone over it. Right, IB holding, Cool 2 holding. You can see these targets above. Let's make these a bit thinner. These are pretty thick, aren't they? Make these like, maybe like this is a little bit easier to see. Right, it's where it's trying to get. Up into these. Grey box, and then up here. And if you get very lucky up here, which would be the run of all of Globex. I don't think you're going to get that. I think you'll probably see failures at some point. You'll probably poke up and see failures. Let's do a giveaway. I guarantee we won't do a giveaway today because I guarantee when I click on this, the likes are very low. Well, they're not too bad. Well, there's 1,300 of you not hit like, so we get the likes up, we do giveaways. 1,000 likes, we do a giveaway. 1,200 likes, we give away a free course. And we're going to do the big giveaway. I'm going to announce it after stream. I'll see who's won. Noah Nam, you're a scammer. You've bought the course, taken the Discord, done the course, then you've come in saying you want a refund because you thought you were going to get order flow tools. You've been caught scamming. Now you're admitting that's not the case and that you've done it all and you just want your money back. You're a scammer. You're not getting anything and you're going to get booted as well for being like that. That's so poor. Your ethics are so poor as an individual. I've just seen that email. All right, here's your squeeze, folks. So through all the stops like we talked about, these are the stops, so we can move these out now. Man, there's some terrible people out there in the world trying to like steal from people, regurgitate. We're going to have to boot him out of Discord and find who you are. All right, 545. That's your TP up here, your call wall 1. So hopefully you've locked some in this squeeze up. Nice work, folks. Can't believe how many bad actors, bad individuals there are out there. I don't know his name. Adam, I'll send you... I'll send you his email. I don't know if there's a way of searching for it. Bad people, man. Bad people. We've had a few of them in Discord recently, unfortunately. Here, I DM'd you in the group, Adam, for the mods. It's amazing. All right, here's the lift, folks. So remember, I said reasons to not get short here for the range. Clear reasons was what's going on in the broader market. Here, that's your semis breaking out. And here, that's your software breaking out. Clear reason not to get short for the range rotation in the Qs, because it's not in a range rotation now. It's in a breakout kind of moment here. And this is your target. And through here, you can try and hold all the way up towards 600, basically. Big old squeeze. The squeeze is set. Lebanese Speaker Berry told the Trump administration Sunday that Hezbollah is ready for a full immediate ceasefire with Israel and pledged to guarantee. I mean, he told them on Sunday, but you're regurgitating the news just before lunch on Monday. That's interesting, isn't it? Someone needed this hire. Someone needed this hire. All right, so you're watching SOXL now, 230s, acceptance over above that. You're looking for pre-market high break, 232s will get you up to 240s. Big buying stepping in here, and you're getting close to this top range up here. We do have a bit of a flat top up there, which will be worth marking out. What is this it? It is it. You're very close. You're close. You're close. So we'll see if you get it. Any GEX levels above? Yeah, there are some here, 25s and 65s. But your main one you're into now, right? So this is your main target. Above there, you can look for the all-time high, but we'll see. We'll see if you've got that in the tank or not. I would say it's going to be dependent on semis and this pre-market high, 31.50s, 32. It's going to depend on that. It's a big bid though. They found a big bid up here on the semis today. It's strong. It's a strong recovery. And what's really nice to see, if we're going to be pro-bullish moves, is that semis are going and software's going, and we haven't had that for a while. We haven't had it where both have been going for a while. Possible long retrace. I mean, you'd have to come down into here and protect some of this. I wouldn't be doing that. Right, you're in a squeezer. You are in an Ebenezer right now. I wouldn't be looking to join. Right, to be risk-free in this, you need to be a value buyer, right? Which was down here on these holds where some of you got long. Right, this is a grind. What happened here is lots of people got short, thinking that we're going to rotate in, not understanding that SOX and IGV are holding higher highs and printing up, and then they got caught here, and that's the newsprint which has now washed them out. When this is done squeezing, it might come right back in. I'd be very cognizant of trying to like join this now. Just let it squeeze out. Hold your runners, let it squeeze out. Coming up, trying to get up to these pre-market highs on SOXL right now. I'd say 25s, you saw some big buying here. 25s and over. If they lose 25s, they probably fill these imbalances and come right back down into 80s. And then you can see how it acts if and when you get down there, I would say. TPT funded intraday is taking me by surprise. Any pointers on how to manage it? Yeah, base hits or just, you know, base hits, taking profit at liquidity highs, right? Or moving your stop nice and tight into the money with it, right? Until you get over that buffer. Once you get over the buffer, then you game on, right? ES coming up for that 605 level where it failed from. So that's clearly the target right now. We have a shelf there on ES sort of around 605. And I imagine there will be some sellers hanging out there. So you probably get some profit taking into this move on ES. If you're trading the S&P, the spiders, you're looking at 57 to 58s. Right, you'd probably get sellers hanging around there. If they start holding a print over 58s, then you're going to see a big shove up. QQQs through or into that gamma level at 42s. Through this, we can go pre-market highs, which is all-time highs. So decision point here, I would say 25s is important for them to hold the bid. If they can't hold the bid there at 25s, you probably see a flush down, back down towards 85s. So that's what I'd be watching here. If they can't hold this right now, you're going to probably see a flush point. So those 25s needs to hold for you guys buying. Otherwise, you're going to fill right back down into here. This can be the trap. In here can live a trap for this. But if they can't hold, look at the shelf they're building. If they can't hold this, they probably come and retest right down into these. So just be very careful. For those of you who have been long, you want to make sure you're locking in. If you lose the 25 print, I'd be very, very careful. I've never heard of that prop firm. Sorry, the only prop firms I work with are down below. I get offered new prop firms every day. All the ones that you see in the link down below, I trade with them. Outside of that, I don't trade with them. So you can use FZT for all those prop firms below. Other than Take Profit Trader, you can use code FlowZone for TPT. Code FlowZone, but all the other ones, code FZT is what will get you the best deal. I'll remind you, Apex 90% on sale right now. They now have evals that you can buy an all-in-one fee for. So you pay for the activation fee all-in-one. And you can now buy them in bundles of 5 to save you time and money. So we're stuck at these 230s on the SOXL. And you're not under the 25s yet. So buyers are still holding this up right now. If you get a break below, things change. But buyers are still holding this up. They're trying to see if they can get a new squeeze out. You can see this is your like micro rotation here that buyers are holding. Can we draw that in? Are you going to let me draw it in trading view? This is it. All right, this is the key level for buyers. All the time they're holding this, right? They're looking to squeeze higher. If they lose this, there's two plays here. This. It's very simple. They're either going to trap under this to complete the move, or this squeeze gets given back. Do I have profit targets for the day? I mean, yeah and no. Like it's more for me. It's more about, you know, on a day like today, it's a base hit, see money, take money, and on a trending day, I'll just try and get as much out of the market as I can. All right, here you go. So they're testing these 25s. And this is going to become important now. If they can't hold these 25s, you will get like a little wiggle all the way down towards, what did we say? 80. So here's the losing the bid at 25s. I'd be done with this now if you're a buyer. If they backtest these 25s and can't hold it, you want to be done with it. If they reclaim, you're okay, but I'd be very careful that they don't just slam this right away back down to 80s and then all the way down here to 40s. I will watch this if they start to sell, because SOXL is getting slightly caught. It's not ready yet in my mind. Are they going to trap and go or not? But I'd be very careful on the longs now. It's a good hold of 25s. Back to previous day highs. 35s, that's a good hold. They're just rotating this grey box now. We vacate this grey box to the downside. I'd consider it. Not beforehand. What's the time? I'm getting close to lunch as well. I don't know if I want to do that into lunch. Is the daily volume profile on the right? Yes, correct. As of New York Open. Sunday is here. From Sunday Open is here. You can't see that, but it's on my hourly. I can't put it all on one screen. Right, failing up there, a little wiggle up there again. There are lots of bids here at 90 and 500 and 505. Some bids coming at 520. SOXL still holding up really well. It might want more here. Mark out this pre-market high, so remember it. Right there. Yeah, I'd say sort of 32s are key. If it holds a print over 30 and 32s or not. Is there a point in which you'd feel more comfortable with a base above going long? I mean, if they come back down here and hold this base now, if they're gonna do this, that feels safer now with everyone trapped underneath. With previous day value area high here rather than this big break. Otherwise, no, not really. And remember, it's Monday. News circulation. Age high next, yeah. If it can get through this, yes. Globex highs next. Again, I'll be watching 230 to 232 on the semis if they can hold a print above that or not. Off. Chopping this box now. Just waiting to see if they vacate this box, if they need to do a new leg, squeeze up and finish the move to Globex, or if they're going to vacate under 225.25. $15 left. Oracle having a day, man. That's great. You caught a bid today as well, which is great. USAR caught a bid as well. We're at new highs for that swing on that as well, folks. Those in Discord. I'm pretty sure we are. Let me have a look. It's almost 9% today. Let me zoom out. Yeah, new highs for that. That's breaking out, guys. Everyone who's with me on USAR, we look really good. So we're going to look for a 32 break and then new highs. We're going to look for 32 break and then moves up to sort of 44, 45 range on that stock. Looks great. Positioned well. We positioned well for that. I think we should be up pretty substantially. Let me have a look. Where are you? Yeah, up to about 24% on that now. That trade. Where can you get my VWAP? It's just normal VWAP. Anchored to New York, normal VWAP. That's it. There's nothing else. It's just very standard. Thank you, Alex. You've really helped me in my system. The missing piece was knowing when to stay out the market. You really helped me with my patience. Yeah, that's normally the missing piece for most, is when to trade and when not to trade. Right, ES failing in front of that 605. I'd like to see it come up to 605 first, which is the shelf. I don't really want them to front run that, because then it's got a reason to test higher. So I'd like to see ES trade up there and fail, and then we can trade under 525. Like a basically I'm asking for a re-squeeze and then a fail under. I wouldn't mind, if I'm going to get short today, something like this, and then that move back into here. I wouldn't mind. That would be a counter trend, but we'll just see. If it wants to keep going and going and going, I'm not going to join long. I'm just going to let it do whatever it wants to do. Well, the ETFs I'm looking at, IGV for software, SOXL or SOX if you just want a neutral one for semis. Still wiggling this grey box. You can see, look at the volume building up. We haven't vacated the grey box. We are seeing some failures on semis now off those highs. It can still hold a pivot. But we're starting to see a little bit of weakness here. Here's the 25s. This is the key level. If they can't hold this, there is a lot of liquidity and imbalances to fill to the downside. If they hold this, they can keep trying to squeeze higher. They can trying to finish the move to Globex. It's a big, big moment for this market. I would have felt much better about looking at this sell side if ES had completed the move to 605, but you know, I will consider this if they start failing here. There's 20s. No. They look almost ready, but they're not ready yet. So what's this bid at 20s doing? He's still there. Close, but it's not ready. ES is going to make it hard because it's going to pull back to IB, and then it can hold its IB, which is also PDC and a pivot. All right, here's the 25 fails. If we put pressure on here, I'm going to sell it. Here comes the pressure. Selling. I'm in. Moved stopped straight away in the money. Right, here are the imbalances. We've just talked about this before it happens. If we leave this, I'm short, and I'm going to try and get down into this. I want to be careful of a trap in here. So we're into the first imbalance here, so you can take some TP here if you want. I would like to trade us down towards 85s. My stop will protect this these trap buyers now. So I'm going to move my stop into 25. Basically break even. The thing that's going to make it hard is if ES finds a bid on the initial balance high and PDC. I'll take a break even here, it's fine. It's a counter trend. Like I said, they can trap here. There's two ways this plays. If you want to be sell here and risk that, that's also fine. I'm not. I'm selling here, risking flat, looking for this. They can do this, which is why I'm not risking this. Okay, that's just how I'm playing it. Knocked out here already. So first go, they might resell this now. I will watch again. If they resell it, I'll look again for it. I just don't like these bids that are here at 10s. Here's the sell re-in again. So same trade, same place. See if we can fill this down to 80s now. There we go. So second trade. Come on. Down you come into the first imbalance. I want to see us trade into 85s if possible. We're very, very thin buy side down to 87s. So second trade here. Same trade, same entry. Took it off, put it back on. I never have a problem taking a trade off and putting it back on. Nice. Come on. Under the 500s, all the way down at 80s. I'm looking to trade into this, basically. Stopping the money again here. Do not come back to 25s, you fucker. Come on. Fill these imbalances. Lower, 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 lower. Stop fucking around. There we go. Nice. Right, that's 500. See if we can get a 500 break for 80s now. Watching ES carefully. It's into PDC here. We might get a reaction around here. So pay myself a little bit. There's liquidity at 90s. I'm looking to try and get to 85s if possible. We are into these imbalances here, like we talked about. They've left sell-side imbalances up to 16s now, so I don't mind leaning on that, using that as a stop above. I don't want it to come back to 25s on my second attempt. I've paid myself some. I would love to get down into 85s, but I'm also aware that this can still be a trap. They can absolutely trap here. I'm being very real with you guys right now. So I'd like to see 17 stay heavy for this imbalance. I don't really want to give it back to 25 again on a second trip. ES holding IB and holding PDC. Like we said, this might happen. So if they hold this, we will print back to 25s. Hopefully, we get failed follow through here and we get a flush out. I want you to be clear when you get in and when you get out. Please. I hope that guy's here. All right, come on, baby. New lows. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. The next imbalance to fill is 98 down to 92. I'm looking for an 85-ish cover. Maybe I'll front run it a little bit. I'm looking for this node here, guys. All right. I'm looking to try and reprice this liquidity down into here. All right. I've pulled some off into 500. I'd love to get that. If I can't get it, I can't get it. Because like I said, the trap will be this. All right. So we're playing this down into here. We do not want a 25 reclaim. I'm going to make this very simple. Here's the imbalance. They print 7 through 17s, they're going to go 25 so that you're aware of your risk. Through 25s, it is an instant cut. You do not hold this above 25s. It will be a reclaim of volume and then they can print a new high of this. So we need 25 stay heavy here. Otherwise, I'm out. Actually, I'm going to move my stop to 27 and give it 2 more points. Above the buyer, I'm giving it 2 points and nothing else. Because we all know they love the Alex trade. So again, ES holding PDC and IB. That was the danger of this trade. Like I said, it can be a trap here. About to take me out, aren't you? Here's the Alex trade if it takes me out. I'm giving it to 27s. So we're touching 25s. We're testing these buyers who are caught. I'll need them to sell. If they don't become sellers, I will get stopped out on the runner. Very close to my stop here. There we go, out. And that's fine. That's how we manage risk. Alex says 27, I put mine at 30. Did it keep you in? It might have. I mean, it went 30 to the tick. It might have kept you in. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. All right, so where's the strength coming from? Like we said, ES might find a little bit of a bid here on the I behind PDC and view up. There you go. There's the bid. So this is going to make it hard. So ES, you need failed follow through on ES for this to sell now. You would need this and this rotation here. We're not seeing that yet. If they reclaim that, that's the squeeze. Like I said, ES, I'd feel much more comfortable if we came and tested this first. We front ran up. If they see fail follow through and you get this, you're going to have a glorious trade. But they might need to test this block up here, which is what I'm very aware of. You would have heard me talk about that if you rewind the tape. And I am now flat. Will I have another go? 6 minutes left. It's tempting. It's probably done for me. Made a bit of money on that one. Some of you might still be short. Alex, do you have any position size advice for passing a 50k eval with intraday trail? I trade M and Q. Meant to select end of day, but I bought the wrong. Yeah. Just okay. I mean, it doesn't matter for either. I would just trade 2 to 3 micros. So all you need. 2 to 3 micros. You know, if you caught the 100 point with me earlier, that's $600. All right. If you called it back up, that's $600. That's you're almost halfway there. If you got the runner, you probably got $1,500. Oh, you fuck. Without fail, isn't it, guys? Without fail. Without fail. You know the Alex trade's coming. Without fucking, you just know. You know there's just gonna, this thing's gonna fucking dump. You know it. You absolutely know it. You know it. ES back to PDC and IB. If it lets go, like we just talked about on ES, if ES has that failed follow through early, we just talked about that. If that's the failed follow through and ES closes under now, all right, if that's the failed follow through and you see this on ES, NQ might go with it. I'm not trading this now. Alex will go on tilt if he trades this now. Alex understands. He's pissed off now. If this goes without me, it goes without me. I always make money on the Alex trade. Oh, God. All right, so if you're still short, you're looking at 85s, all right? You're looking, I would watch this node here, all right? So if you want like a cover point, it's basically you're watching this and then value area high, which is 70. And then if you get lucky, you get a trade all the way down here again. All right, so your cover points would be in here, and here. Notice how I did not, I'm going to repeat, I did not short on the way up. No, I didn't guess the top. I waited for them to build volume and reject volume, and then we played it short. And I had 2 attempts, paid myself some, and it's probably going to go now for you. Notice how we trade the backside of the... Oh, you... Fuck. Pass the grenade. I want to eat it. Oh, fuck me. All right, it's filling the imbalances down into here, guys. This is where the big buyers came in. A trade, if you get under, I would say under 75s, the pressure will really start. Right, the late buyers will really start to be upset. There's the grenade. To the tick, yeah. I mean, what did we say? One of you said that I'm moving mine to 30s. Alex put his at 37. You fucking got it. I want to let you guys dictate where my stop goes from now on. That's it. You guys can choose the stop from now on, because I every time I trade these, I get too tight. I get too tight trying to defend it. Like I said, the correct stop technically, it would have required more, would be short here with your stop here. Technically, that was it. I was trying to get tight because I didn't want to get caught in a nasty squeeze. So I was trying to like be protective for my day. And it's probably cost me a big trade here, but there we go. Too freaking tight. Yeah, there you go. So freaking tight. Every single trade on every single day. It takes my stop in every single way. Every single day and every single night. If you know, you know. All right, here we go. You guys are great. Here you go. Last imbalance left to fill is into 93s, folks. After that, you're going to test 85s. These are your cover points. So trim like 50% into these cover points, and then just wait and see. You might get a meltdown into here. It is possible you get a meltdown into here. But this is sort of, if you think about the H1, right? This is the H1 rebalance, right? Failed the highs, come back into value. You're paying yourself some there. Maybe you get down into here if you get lucky. And like I said, this is the trade I'd want to see if we're going to get short under here. Is clean these stops out, and then that for tomorrow and Wednesday. It would be amazing if we get that, because now we've cleared a lot out, which is fantastic. And look at SOXL dumping. It's dumping back to 25. So what you want to see. What do I think Asia would do? I don't know. Let me just... reading my magic ball. I don't fucking know. That's miles away. Whoever asked that's mental. Oh, there you go. We've got ages till then. All right, here's a squeeze back into that box. These nasty buggers. These nasty buggers playing around with you guys. I'm assuming there's more news there again. Let's have a little look-see. Oh, you're also into lunch. Sorry, that's the new H1 bar. All right, lunch is done. You're into lunch. All right, how are we doing on the likes, folks? Can we do a giveaway? No, 30 more likes required. You shorted that? Well, I'd be careful. I'd be careful because you're reclaiming this grey box. I'd be very careful shorting that now. It's had 2 attempts. I'd be very careful. Think about how many people are selling this with us, or we're selling it. If they hold this now, I'd be very careful. Right? If they hold this now, I'd be very careful. And you're in lunch, so low volatility, but low volume now. Anthropic secretly sent a draft S1 to the SEC for its IPO. It's not very secret, is it? Everyone knows the IPO is coming, and if it's on first squawk, it's definitely not secret. Oh, secret S1. Oh, yes, it's secret because no one knows Anthropic's floating this year. Oh, yeah, secret. Let's add secret sourcing. Man, these guys are mental out there. Do we trap enough sellers for the long? No. No, not in my mind. Here's your liquidity. Right? These buyers are still in the money. These buyers and sellers, well, the sellers are in the money. These buyers are out of money. Here's the ping pong. This is where I wanted to see it revisit to, right? This little shelf here, but we tapped this top side 500. We can still come down here, but certainly not a long right now. With these buyers stuck? No. They might reprint it, but I wouldn't be a new money long. Would not be a new money long. All right, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yes, we are. Okay, fantastic. What platform to check the news? Financial Juice is what I use. I agree, JD. Everyone talks about market manipulation, but forgets about media manipulation. I mean, how about this? Life's a manipulation. Everything we do is manipulated, right? It's all bollocks, isn't it? It's all bollocks. Everything we do, it's all nonsense. Go and work a 9 to 5, they said. Okay, give away your life, they said. Fantastic. Isn't that manipulation? Make someone else rich. Rent because you can't afford to get a mortgage, which is like the normal thing now. Rent, make someone else rich. Like it's all life. Not life is manipulated. It's just how it is. It's see money, take money. It's take money from the poor, give it to the rich. It's take money from weak hands, give it to strong hands. Like it's just life, man. It's how it is. Once you understand that, it is how it is. Does anyone know what the C levels are on Alex charts? They are call rules, my friends. They are option rules. Rocks off. Go to college, put yourself in 20 years of debt for the jobs that don't exist. I mean, you're probably right now. Yeah, you're probably right. All right. You guys got me to 1,000 likes. So thank you for doing that. Which means we're going to give away a free Apex account. You know the score, guys. Just type it once. You don't need to type it multiple times. FZT is the code. Type it once in chat. Please don't spam. It pulls you out and we'll pick a winner. Some of you are short in this. I hope it works out for you. I really hope this works out for you and you get the drive down. I'd be careful now with the low volatility and news circulating. You're starting to see ES try and hold initial balance. You want ES to fail VWAP, initial balance, PDC. Under that, it might pull this market down. Also, you need to be watching SOXL into its high of day that it printed this morning and PDC. So I'd say 225 to 224.50 or 40. That's the level. If they let go of that on SOXL and they start to dump it again, then we go back into range. If they keep printing there and holding it, I'd be very conscious of the shorts that you're in, all right? I really hope this works for you guys. Love to see this dump for you. It'd be fantastic. Fantastic if it dumps for you. You guys a minute or so more. And I really would say to you guys, do not let this come back above 225. Now that you failed previous week high, you want a 225 failure. You do not want this to print back above this grey box now. You really want it to stay heavy and let go. And if you can get that, I'll be looking for, where's these imbalances? 95 to 93 imbalance, and then maybe 85, and then your IB would be 70. So here you go. So hopefully you get this now into that first little imbalance. And if you flush through this, you might get my original target, which was 85s. There are some bids here. You can see them on the tape. There are some bids down here under a 500. All right, let's pull this winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Scott C. Trade. Oh, it's nice to see a regular name in there win. Congratulations, Scott. Let me know you're here, my friend. Always good to see a regular win. Nice work. All right, you know the score, buddy. info@flowzonetrader.com. Screenshot of you on YouTube. I will sort you out with a free Apex account. Happy days. Happy, happy, happy days. Okay, do it on Discord, even better. Shoot it to me on Discord, I'll do it there. Then I'd 100% notice you. Even better, my friend. Even easier. Even easier. All right, I think that'd be that. Noah, you're not getting, listen, if you do the course 20 hours and you take Discord and then you want your money back after claiming you've done the whole course and done everything, you're not getting it. You don't go to a restaurant, eat all the food, and then want money back, especially when you lied. You got caught in a lie. So work on your ethics, mate. Your ethics are bad. You're not welcome. The moment I see poor ethics, you're bad. You're not getting a refund by lying. You're a liar. Your ethics are so bad. It's embarrassing at this point. It's embarrassing. Like, you should have a look at your email chain. Have a look at you got caught because I caught you on Instagram messaging me. You lied. It's embarrassing, buddy. It's embarrassing. You should be ashamed of what you're trying to do, to take advantage of people, to take things, and then you get caught and then you admit it. It's embarrassing. And I'll be able to see if you've actually done the course or not. I'll be able to log in and have a look. It's embarrassing, mate. Absolutely embarrassing. All right, folks. On that note, we will go again tomorrow, okay? I would be careful now. You've run all the stops. I'll have you set up for this afternoon. You can be looking for, all right, if they're willing now to hold these nodes in here, they will be looking for price acceptance higher. If they fail, all right, initial balance value area high, and they leave buyers caught high, we'll go back into rotation. All right, it's as simple as that. Weakness, true weakness will come underneath all of this. Okay, rotation, bid up, sell. That's it. Those are the plays for this afternoon that you can be looking at. I will see you guys in Discord shortly, and we will go again from there and just see what we set up for the rest of the day. Everyone else, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace and love, everyone. I hope you trade well, and please use hard stops. You can see there are still news headlines affecting this market. You have to use hard stops in this market or in any market. Otherwise, you're liable to get smashed. Take care. See you in the morning. Peace out.